कनेश जी सर जुड़े हुए हैं। सर वर्ल्ड फेमस बुक के ऑथर है अ थाउजेंड सीड्स ऑफ जॉय टीचिंग्स ऑफ लक्ष्मी एंड सरस्वती। इस पुस्तक के माध्यम से सर ने स्त्री शक्ति को धरती पर कैसे स्थापित कर सकते हैं बताया है और सरल भाषा में हमारे बहुत सारे गलतफहमियों को और अंधविश्वासों को ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में बताया है। जिस ब्रह्मानंद स्थिति की हम गुडाकेश वर्कशॉप में बात करते आ रहे हैं, वह स्थिति के बारे में माँ बहुत विस्तार रूप से इस बुक में बताई है। मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि ये बुक मेरे लिए भगवत गीता जैसे समान है और ये बुक बहुत बड़ा कारण है कि मैं गुडाकेश वर्कशॉप से जुड़ी हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच सर कि आप इतने कम टाइम पे हमारा रिक्वेस्ट को एक्सेप्ट करके हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Sonia ji. Am I audible? Yeah. Oh, good. So सबका बहुत स्वागत. Welcome everybody. यहाँ बहुत लोग जुड़े हैं, करीब 200 के ऊपर. तो ये सत्य सांगत्य कहाँ पर है? मेन इसका सेंटर ऑल ओवर इंडिया से लोग जुड़े हैं. सोनिया जी?
हाँ सर, ये वर्कशॉप सब जगह से लोग जुड़े हुए हैं। सुमंत सर आपको ज्यादा बता पाएंगे, मैं खुद पार्टिसिपेंट हूँ उस वर्कशॉप की।
वंडरफुल. यस, आई एम लुकिंग
तो हम लोग प्रबोध सर के अंडर ये ट्रेनिंग ले रहे हैं। मैं फर्स्ट टाइम जुड़ी हूँ। लास्ट 9 डेज से हम लोग ने सोया नहीं है, मतलब हम लोग ने लेटा नहीं है, हम लोग ऐसे ही हैं एंड वंडरफुल एक्सपीरियंसेस हो रहे हैं हमारे। लगा नहीं था कि हम नॉर्मल लाइफ में जी कर ऐसा कर सकते, बट हम ऐसा कर रहे हैं और सुबह एब्सोल्युटली फ्रेश होते हैं, कुछ नहीं पता होता है कि हम सोए नहीं है।
अमेजिंग. तो बहुत नमस्कार और सबका स्वागत. सो लेट अस बिगिन. सो आई वांट टू थैंक एवरीबॉडी. सबका बहुत धन्यवाद, स्पेशली सोनिया जी आपका और प्रमोद जी का मेरे को बुलाया यहाँ पे. बहुत अच्छा, वेरी नाइस. सो मेनी पीपल हियर. सो या अपन बातें करेंगे दिव्य नारीत्व के बारे में, स्त्री शक्ति के बारे में. तो मेरा ये सौभाग्य है कि लक्ष्मी जी ने जो किताब लिखाई है थाउजेंड सीड्स ऑफ जॉय, तो उसमें 2007 से मैं लक्ष्मी जी के साथ जुड़ा हूँ. उसके पहले से भी जुड़ा हूँ, मगर 2007 से बात होने लगी. सो हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों चलेगी, राइट? ज़्यादा हिंदी या ज़्यादा इंग्लिश या दोनों, डजंट मैटर. इंग्लिश चलेगी. ओके.
Yes sir.
Okay. So I'm very lucky, to have found the goddesses. और ऐसे सोचा भी नहीं था मैंने. I have been meditating since very young age. I remember even in my childhood, when I was very young, 4 years old, 5 years old. So I used to walk behind my family. Parents आगे चलते थे, and then the brothers, and then I would always like to be at the back, एकदम पीछे, and उनको देखता रहता था, and I would always be in a meditative walk, So I have very good memories of being raised in Dehradun and Mussoorie, and remember these walks when we would go to some flower garden, और उसमें ऐसे bliss आती थी flowers की, that even now when I remember it, I get tears in my eyes, I used to feel like so connected with the mountains, with the flowers. So I was blessed to have that childhood. And then when I turned 17, that continued with, as you grow older, it reduces a little bit. But then when I turned 17, जब 17 साल का हुआ, 18 साल का हुआ, then suddenly this process began, this mental process, and life became hell. Went from heaven to hell, So it was quite an awakening. All my happiness went away. There was this mental painful process. तो वो 9 महीने चला, और उसके बाद एक zen बुक पढ़ रहे थे, The Sound of the One Hand, और उसमें बस एक सिंपल सा स्टेटमेंट था कि if there is some fear, turn back and face it, accept it, become one with it. And that just, in one afternoon, my whole mental process melted away. After 9 months of sheer hell, it was just gone. So that got me interested in spirituality, and I had lost everything that I had in my childhood. And now the journey was to just get back what I had lost. अभी भी ऐसा ही लगता है because some of those moments are still very precious, you know, जो childhood के moments है ना. And so since 17, now today I'm, you know, close to 58, so 40 years. It's been just a journey unfolding each year after each year after each year. Spirituality is like that, you know. Initially, when we get these big awakenings, we feel, oh my God, you know, we are so close to enlightenment. It is like we're having such bliss and such samadhi states and this and that. But it's a continuous unfolding. Very few people will get completely enlightened, like, you know, there's nothing like that, but like a Buddha, you know. For most people, it's a year after year journey into more expansion and more expansion and more expansion. And that's how it should be. It keeps the humility, you know. So the journey has been continuing 40 साल से, and then the path has changed. पहले मैं बड़ा बुद्धिस्ट था काफी टाइम तक, from my early, you know, early 20s to mid 30s. I was more in Zen Buddhism because Krishnamurti, J. Krishnamurti was the person whose book after this book had healed some processes, and you know, he was a great gift to humanity, because if you're having some extreme situations like mine, Krishnamurti books will be very, very useful, you know. So I was, and he was like a Zen master. So I was with, you know, I was always, I would always be talking about Krishnamurti, and then other masters came, including Osho, and did some more workshops. And then I was also almost became a teacher of art of living. Was very close to Sri Sri for a while, but my path, just when I was about to sign up to become a teacher in art of living, that's when Lakshmi ji came in 2007. And so then everything shifted. So still remember the first conversation with Lakshmi ji. Of course, I can't share all the details, but that first half an hour that I spoke to her was like, now my life is going to be different. I knew it in the first half an hour. So there was some very deep sharing. So since then, you know, and for first 2 years from 2007 to 2009, we didn't even know we were going to do this book. At that time, I was working with another, my collaborator Jade, you know, so we didn't know. And in 2009, we just asked Lakshmi ji, like, some of the questions used to be all about wisdom and spirituality, not too many personal questions, and we would get such wisdom. So then we were like, you know, I think we should write a book. That idea came in 2009. Until then, we had not even thought of a book. It was more like, you know, just conversations with the goddess and with Lakshmi ji. And she jumped in joy and she was clapping, Lakshmi ji. So it was like, she was very happy. She said, yes, we'll do a book. And that's how the book began in 2009. And I was more, you know, my training is in mathematics, in philosophy. Those were my favorite subjects, you know. So I have an analytical mind, I have a mathematics degree. So I would ask her all these questions, and she would just laugh at most of my questions, many of my questions. And very sweet, delightful laughter. बहुत ही कैसे बोलते हैं, मधुर हंसी, बहुत ही मीठी हंसी, you know, like it's a very sweet laughter, which we mention a lot. I purposely वो book में कई जगह लिखा है laughter, because it's a very, the sweetest laughter you can imagine. So anytime I would ask these mind questions about the nature of the universe and all, तो कई सवाल पूछते हैं अपन जो दिल से नहीं आते, जो दिमाग से आते हैं. Curiosity, you know, like how many dimensions are there in this and that, you know, everything that doesn't change our lives, but it's in our minds. So divine beings are not so interested in questions which are mind questions. They are mostly interested in helping us with our heart questions. So slowly, after asking these questions, I realized every time I asked a heart question, I would get such a detailed answer we would get. And every time I would ask a mind question, she would just throw her sweet laughter, and that would be it. And so then I realized, okay, that means, not too many of these, mental questions. So, but still being who I am, being that, the book still has a little bit of flavor of the mind and heart interacting. I am the mind and she's the heart. So I ask all these questions, and she gives these beautiful heart answers. So how many of you read the book, or thumbs up, or lots of you, or yeah? 1 second, let me remove this. And so a lot of people have read the book. Abhi, it's not available on Amazon. It'll be available in about a week if you've not read the book. The new edition is coming out, so the new edition has scan codes for meditations. So you can just put your phone on it and then the meditation will start. So we have some, there are three meditations are there towards the end of the book. 3 meditations there. So we put some scan codes there so you can play it on your smartphone. So when you're reading it, and if you want to just listen to the meditation, so that's coming in the new edition. It'll be out in about a week or 10 days. So yeah, the journey has been quite amazing. You wanted me to mostly stick with the book, na? Sonia ji, right? Okay. So that's why I wanted to share with you the journey, how it began. And then Jade Devi Kamla, her name is, she is the collaborator. So 1/3 of the book came through her. Pele 2009 से 2012 तक उनके साथ आई. And then my father passed away in 2012. And something happened, some energy shifted. Uske baad, as I was editing the book, I started getting a lot of information. हमने सोचा था कि 2012 में ही book खत्म हो गई है, but 2/3 of the book came after 2012. All of Saraswati information, Saraswati ji ki, that came afterwards, So, and now I'm doing Parvati ji's book, and sometimes right now I've been doing थोड़ा busy हो गए देवी circles में इसमें उसमें, so it's been going a bit slow. And again, being who I am, I'm asking some of these questions which are a bit of the mind dimensions and this and that. So they're giving their answers, and I think it's a good teamwork between human and goddess. The human will always ask the mind questions because that helps humanity. It's not that I'm asking so many mind questions, but if I don't ask, you'll have the same questions. And somebody has to ask them, and the goddess still has to satisfy with the answers, no? Because we have to use up our all kinds of questions in the mind, and then we come to the heart. इसलिए Zen Buddhism में ऐसा करते हैं. Zen Buddhism में they have some techniques. You've heard of koans, Zen koans? Koans क्या होती हैं? एक पहेली जैसे होती है koan, a riddle. So the first book which got me out of my mental illness, when I was 18, जब हम 18 साल के थे, the name of that book is Sound of the One Hand. So this is one of the most famous Zen koans, Zen Buddhism में. The master will ask the disciple, what is the sound of the one hand? So I'm asking you, what is the sound of the one hand? Anybody? What is the sound of the one hand? Normally you need to clap. This is the sound. How can the one hand clap? So somebody will say it's this. When it says this, the master will hit you with a stick and he'll say, no, that's not the answer. Then you'll say, oh, it's this. I make a sound on the wall. Master will hit you again. They don't hit you very badly, but little bit. They'll say again, no, that's not the answer. This process continues in Zen monasteries. They'll keep uh, giving you the riddle, the puzzle. What is the sound of the one hand? Same question. And the disciple will keep coming back again and again, give hundreds of answers. And for every answer, the master will say no. But see, there was no books written on Zen monasteries. So every new monk that does this, they didn't know that that's what the master does. Now we all know, because now all the secret is out. Now we know that's what the master does. मगर जब ये होता था 15th century, 16th century, 18th century, then the monks would arrive from these villages to the masters. They had no idea the master is going to say no every time. Then they will be told, now go think what is the sound of the one hand. And the disciple goes on thinking, philosophizing. It is this, it is that, it's sound of the one hand must mean emptiness is something, or some philosophical answer. Every answer master will say no. But in that process, as you are going through that for 2-3 years, you've used up all kinds of thinking, and you're tired of thinking. Now you are ready for the magic. Now you are ripe. Just when you've become so tired of thinking, you've thought of everything from universes to the body to this and that. You've tried to answer the question in 1,000 ways because you're very wise, you're very intelligent. You're thinking maybe the sound of the one hand has something to do with something divine, something philosophical, something body, something this, something that. And then the master sometimes will change the Zen koan also. So what would happen is, once your mind is tired, there are many ways of getting the mind tired. One is you can have a very colorful life. You can, be very ambitious, achieve a lot, like Elon Musk, build a Tesla car, do Starlink, you know, build a, spaceship, do all those things, and your mind will at some point tire out. That's one way of doing it. Another way is in a Zen monastery, you can be with a Zen master and they'll keep asking you questions and you'll tire out. Another way is you become a professor of philosophy and keep reading and you'll tire at your mind. There will come a point where your mind is like, okay, this is just all mental. I want some real experience. That's when you go from being a philosopher to becoming spiritual. Okay, until then you are just a thinker. There's no enlightenment, there's no spirituality. Just when you've exhausted your mind and now you are yearning for experience, that's when spirituality begins. So that's what Lakshmi ji would guide us. She would just do it by laughter. And then she would tell me to do something of the body, like go take a walk. One year she kept sending me on retreats, one after the other. She was like, okay, now go here. Because I'm a professor, I get 4-5 months off. Then we get spring break and Thanksgiving, all the time. And then we teach only 2 days a week anyway at research schools. So there's time for somebody like me who's got tenure, everything. I'm a full professor. So she would send me all these places. Just sit in silence. Just watch the birds. No thinking, just these, simple things, just pay attention to your walking, walk slowly, just to become in the body. I learned from her as we were doing the book that it's not so much about the mind. Mind is just mind. It just attached to this thing we call ego and emotions. And we spend 95%, 99% of our life occupied in the mind. And that mind is such a small portion of your consciousness. Such a small, even as much as it is, even though from Einstein's relativity to quantum physics to all the mechanics of how the computer works, everything is mind, how Tesla works, everything. Still, it's very small percentage of consciousness. What you're capable of from a thinking mind is very, very insignificant, very small. What's possible a lot more is with your body. So there's a lot of wisdom in Thousand Seeds of Joy about your body and body sensations, which can be called in some spiritual paths grounding. Grounding. What does that mean? What is grounding? Anybody? What is grounding? Grounding with electricity, we have the third pin, and you put that, and then you won't have that sensation, and all the electricity properly grounds. Basically, energy moving to the earth. Grounding in a human body will mean that instead of living here, अपनी body में आ जाइए, शरीर में आ जाइए. Come into your body. What does that mean? Well, if you still don't know what that means, start breathing. Start breathing and start feeling the energy moving down into the body. Start feeling, if you're sitting, start feeling the weight of your body. Just feel the weight. Move to the left, move to the right. Feel the weight. Keep breathing. Feel the legs. Feel the torso. Just energize your body. Feel the energy in the body. Sounds like a little boring. ये क्या है body में energy feel करना? But this is where the secrets are. When you start grounding, that's one of the most fascinating ways of slowing down the mind. ये mind ही तो बहुत चलता रहता है ना, इसीलिए तो सारी problem है. It just keeps on spinning. It's like a tornado, like a storm. Storm होता है ना, circular. Except in the mind, the circular movement is around somebody. You were growing up and there was some hurt accumulation, there was some unresolved emotions. They created a clump of thinking. Some hurt got, into a clump. Then more thoughts will get attracted around that clump, and more thoughts. Depending on how you were raised, you will get this clumpiness, which becomes your ego. Thoughts and emotions moving in circles. Ego is nothing but thoughts and emotions moving in circles, like it's a whirlwind. Everybody has a different type of ego, but their thoughts move around their thoughts. Their thoughts and emotions move around their worldview. Okay, एक worldview बन जाता है कि life works like this, and then the ego kind of moves around. And so this mind, 95% of the time we are spending our mind here, which is filled with thoughts, emotions, ego, and we just keep spending our time. Grounding is one of the most amazing ways of slowing down the mind. Breath work also is obviously, anapanasati breath will, reduce your obsession with the mind. But कई बार देखा है, even Patriji is, playing his bansuri and he's asking, do anapanasati breath, and a lot of people are doing, and they've closed their eyes and they're breathing, but they're still in their head. They can't get out of their head, right? That happens, sometimes, that you're trying, but you can't get out of the head. This is where you need to do more grounding, more body. Feel the breath deeper if you're in your head. If you've gone beyond your head, you need shallow breath. That'll get you into bliss. थोड़ा सा भी breathing करेंगे, you'll connect. But if you are too much in the head, then start more grounding. Start feeling the breath in your stomach, even in your legs. Start feeling your body weight. Feel you're connected to Mother Earth completely. You've become a part of Mother Earth. You can feel the weight on Earth. So start feeling your body, and start paying a lot of attention to body sensations. If you're walking, walk slow. If you're looking, look very, very, like बच्चे देखते हैं ना, 2 साल का बच्चा दिखता है. How intense their look is, like they look right at you. So like be very curious what's going around you. Listen properly. Listening is one of the greatest ways of finding out how much we are in our thinking. A lot of people listen, but they don't listen, because as soon as you start speaking, their mind starts working. They're thinking, it triggers something. As soon as you speak, it triggers something. The mind starts thinking. And as the mind starts thinking, they're not listening to you. This happens a lot in relationships, especially between husband and wife. Husband starts speaking, as soon as he starts speaking, the wife's mind is already gone onto what he's going to say. You already know. The wife starts speaking, the husband already knows, what she'll say. So they're not present to each other. So all relationship therapy is about becoming present. Like really listen. What did she say? Pay complete attention. What did she say? And because they don't listen, they get into the same pattern. And then there's irritation. You never listen to me, and I say the same things, and the mind is defensive. Why is she saying always the same things? And the drama continues. If we could just be silent for 1 hour, let's say, make a time in a family, 6 to 7, we will use body language to communicate. We will not use our tongues and our mouth to speak. Just body language for 1 hour. If we just do that, relationships will heal. That hour, we will start missing it. It'll be such a unique hour because we're not speaking, we're using body language to communicate. The whole body will light up. The eyes we're using and giving signals, this, that, just doing that with silence can shift. There are places where they'll have 1 hour of silence, there are communes or 2 hours of silence. It's very, very useful. So silence is a way to get in the body. So the whole thing is how to slow down the mind, which was same thing for me when I was writing the book. Get out of the mind, go into the heart, ask hard questions. So then most of the questions that you see in the book are more hard questions. Some of the mind questions, they're not in the book because the answer is laughter. So we remove them, so so they're not a part of the book because there was not many answers of those. So how to get in your heart, which is through the body, through the breath, that's where consciousness can start increasing. We don't think it is so, but that is so. Because the path from the mind to the higher levels of consciousness, which is soul, higher self, goes to the body. It doesn't go directly with the mind. If it went directly from the mind, what would have happened? Einstein would have been enlightened. All the scientists would have been enlightened people, it goes directly from the mind. But it doesn't go directly from the mind. It goes to the body. That's why you need yoga. That's why you need breathing. That's why you need, ये सब कुछ इसीलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि रास्ता body से जाता है. And the unique thing about this book is the honoring of the body sensations that goddesses do, which is what वही उसको दिव्य नारित्व की किताब बनाता है क्योंकि it goes through the body. A lot of patriarchal religions are just about the mind and then doing mantras and meditation, they ignore the body. Jainism so says ki, not that I'm a Jain also, and there might be some Jains here, but Jainism says if you fast, that is the way to make spiritual progress. Now, one day of fast is understood, 1 or 2 days or even 2, 3 days, but 8 days, 1 month, that's just starving the body. Buddha also, at some point when he got enlightened, it was that only, that he was starving himself, and one day he had this realization, if I don't have my body left, there's no way to even meditate, and something hit him, and then boom, the middle way was born. Buddhism is based on middle way. So a deep honoring of the body, a deep love for the body, a deep grounding in the body, that's वो है दिव्य नारित्व का रास्ता. That is how you go into the path of, divine feminine. So this is honoring the entire body. There's nothing in divine feminine where, certain things about the body are good, other things are not good. The entire body is an instrument of enlightenment. From first chakra, second chakra, third chakra, all chakras can be used for enlightenment. That is little more tantric path, but that is what divine feminine is. It's not tantric in the tantric sense. It is just more, it's a full body way of walking on earth. So that is where the body comes in, and body sensations, according to there's wisdom by Goddess Saraswati, that the mind can dissolve in body sensations. So let me give you an example. Is anybody having some emotional issue? Anybody? Any emotion coming? Anger, jealousy, anything like that? Suppose there is some emotion, okay? And you're welcome to raise hand and they can unmute you if you want. Suppose there is some emotion coming, like anger or jealousy or something. Now is when you apply this wisdom. So what do you do with that emotion? It's coming. What are the choices? Either you can repress the emotion. उसके बारे में सोचना ही नहीं emotion के बारे में. Start doing something else. You repress it. और उसको आप feel ही करते रहिए emotion को. Anger is just in your mind. Just keep getting angry. Angry thoughts and keep getting more angry. Angry thoughts keep getting more angry. So either you keep it in your mind and you are moving with it, or you repress it. But what we don't do is apply the breath grounding technique, What we need to do is surrender to the sensation of the emotion. What is the sensation of the emotion? That comes from the body. Where am I feeling the emotion in the body? Is it in my stomach? Is it close to my heart? Is it in solar plexus? A lot of the emotions are around there. Is it in my head? Sometimes anger will go in the head. Wherever I am feeling the emotion in the body, start breathing over there. वहाँ पे सांस लेना शुरू कर दीजिए. जहाँ पर भी इमोशन आप फील कर रहे हैं शरीर में, पहले तो आदत ही नहीं है शरीर की फीलिंग की. आपको पता ही नहीं है कि कहाँ पर है इमोशन. खाली दिमाग में ही घूमता रहता है. अगर थोड़ा सांस लेते रहेंगे, पूछते रहेंगे कहाँ पर है इमोशन, कहाँ से आ रही है भावना, तो लगेगा यहाँ पेट में है या छाती में है, कहाँ पर है इमोशन. जहां पे भी फीलिंग आई इमोशन की, वहां पर सांस लेना शुरू कर दीजिए. कीप ऑन ब्रीदिंग ओवर देयर. एंड इट्स वेरी सिंपल. Emotion is like dirt in the kitchen, okay? Your body is like Mother Earth. You put the dirt in Mother Earth, there's no plastic and all that, if it's organic waste, after some time, the soil will absorb it, it'll become fertilizer, whatever, it'll be gone, right? Mother Earth is very big, it can take the dirt, right? Even plastic and all that, it'll just take more time. It'll take maybe 1 million years, but it will digest it at some point, right? But much easier with organic material. Now, same thing with your mind. This emotion is there, it's like dirt. Now it has to be dissolved. If you just keep the kitchen garbage in the kitchen, और आप एक महीना चले जाएं खाली किचन में गार्बेज छोड़ के, तो एक महीने बाद आएंगे तो किचन will be smelling. Because the kitchen cannot process the garbage. It doesn't have the capacity. There's no soil, there's no earth, there's no trees, there's no rain, there's nothing. That is how the emotion in the mind is. Mind cannot process the emotion. Mind is like the kitchen and the emotion is like the dirt. You'll stay there. How many people have had the experience, family members who are dealing with some emotion for 30 years? Anybody? Or 40 years? Same emotion they've had for 20 years. अगर वो गुस्सा है तो वो 20 साल से उनको गुस्सा आ रहा है, अभी वो गुस्से वाले हैं. जानते हैं कुछ लोग ऐसे in your families, people who are just going through the same thing. How can you go through the same thing for 20 years? 20 साल तक वही इमोशन उनके, मतलब अगर जो किसी को कोई खुंदस आती है वो खुंदस ही आ रही है 20 साल से. किसी को गुस्सा आ रहा है, गुस्सा ही आ रहा है. कोई जेलस है, वो जेलस है 25-25 साल है. ऐसे भी इमोशंस होते हैं, क्योंकि जैसे वो किचन में गार्बेज पड़ा है, वो इट डजंट नो हाउ टू डिसॉल्व इट. सपोज वही लोग कुछ आनापानासती ब्रेथ करें, ग्राउंडिंग करें, इमोशन को रोज फील शुरू करना करें, तो उनका वो इमोशन will take maybe just 4-5 days and will be dissolved. The way to process the mind is use the body, use the breath, use body sensations. That is how you process the emotions. You don't have to do anything, just feel it in the body. जैसे चिड़ियाएं करती है, they'll fight with each other and then suddenly they'll go like this, and they just give it to Mother Earth. अभी हम लोग वो ऐसा करेंगे तो लोग ये पागल हो गया है, but that's what we need to do. Some spiritual methods are about this only. Osho was a big practitioner of this, and there are other teachers. They'll make your body move in crazy ways because you are releasing the energy. सच में रिलीज हो जाता है. आप थोड़ा बॉडी मूव करके देखिए, रिलीज हो जाएगा. Because that's how you have to move the body to move it. Breathe, move the body. So the biggest piece of wisdom in Thousand Seeds of Joy is that use your body from the mind to the body. फिर एक बार बॉडी में आने लग गए, then come to the soul. Soul is the bigger field, it's like the big ocean. If body is like a lake, soul is like the ocean. Soul, how do you reach the soul? Invisible. Mind, we can still have a feeling about it. What's the soul? It's emptiness, it's invisible. We don't feel it. How do you reach the soul? कैसे पहुंचे soul तक, आत्मा तक? तो Saraswati ji and Lakshmi ji gave a very simple way. Soul is where the feeling of the soul is. Soul feelings. What are feelings of the soul? Feelings of the soul have two things in common. एक तो वो जब फीलिंग आएगी तो आपका अहम, आपका ईगो कम होता जाएगा. ईगो will reduce. Second, you'll feel expansion in your body when the soul feeling comes. So, joy, unconditional love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness, patience, all of these, freedom, peace, all of these are feelings of the soul. So when we say love, we're not talking about I love my son. That can also be unconditional love. But if it is in the context of my son achieved so much, got an MBA from Harvard, and you're showing off, that's not love of a son. Love of a son, it would be unconditional. My son is handicapped and I still totally love him. Of course, a mother will, a father will. That's unconditional. But showing off, your achievements of your son is not unconditional love. That is just, your ego is working. So it can be, but it may not be. But unconditional love, if you offer it to anyone, to the trees, to poor people, to your family, to the world, that's unconditional. Then that's a soul feeling. If you feel bad when the Pakistan team loses and you see a player and you feel bad for them, oh my God, they lost, that's unconditional love. You're feeling for them also. You're not just gloating that India won, but you're feeling, you saw an expression on Pakistani player and you felt sad for them, and or let's say you empathize with them, So unconditional love does not have ego, does not have country, does not have, I am this, I am that. There's nothing in it. There's no role play. It's just pure human connection. Same with joy coming from inside, compassion, gratitude. They say in spirituality, don't think about the past, stay in the present. Lakshmi ji changed that wisdom. She says, no, nothing wrong with thinking about the past. The problem is not past or future or present. The problem is how are you thinking about the past? If you think about the past with a feeling of emotions, anger, revenge, all of that, then there's a problem. If you think of the past with gratitude, so much gratitude for all these years I've lived on this earth, remember everybody with gratitude, then remembering past is great. It'll actually make you more whole. It's actually joining of the past and future with gratitude and faith and these soul feelings that gets you enlightened. If you stay in just the present by saying, I'm staying in the present and I'm not going to think about the past, and you show no gratitude to the past, you won't get enlightened because you're divided. Your present is divided from past and future. Enlightenment is joining of all time to make it completely come together in oneness so that the present holds the past in gratitude and the present has 100% faith in the future. There is no uncertainty, 100% faith you walk with. 100% faith is such that if you walk on water, you won't drown. You'll actually walk on water. I'm talking 100% faith, not 99%. This is true. Most of us will actually we will actually go in the water because we only have 99% faith or 50% or 20%. Jesus could walk on water because he had 100% faith that the water will keep him walking. That's the power of faith. If you have 100% faith in the future and 100% gratitude, then there's no problem with past and future. Everything is one. You come in the present moment automatically, because gratitude will bring you to present moment. Show gratitude to the past and you're back to the present. What we do, we don't show gratitude, we start missing the past. Oh my God, I had so much wealth and I had so much health and I used to be so good looking and now I'm old and all that, yearning of the past. Have gratitude. I had a great life. Once upon a time, I was so young, and I am so thankful for being so young and have enjoyed those memories. So much gratitude for having these years. Happiness at that. Once you do that, there's no yearning. You're just happy, right? So these are soul feelings. Soul feelings are gratitude, faith, love, joy. This is the realm of soul, and it's beyond time. It includes all time. It's not about just being in the present moment. Joy is beyond past, present, future. Joy joins everything. Gratitude has joy of the past. Faith has joy of the future. So joy is like beyond time, even time is limited. Joy is a bigger absolute. So from the mind to body sensations to soul feelings, and then through all that love, joy, peace, freedom, once you become more and more in your body, your mind just drops more and more into the body. And जो रेजिड्यूअल थोड़ा होता है कि इसको माफ नहीं किया, उस पे इशू था, whatever that remains, if you can dissolve that also in the soul feelings. Let's say somebody did something bad to you. You've dissolved most of the anger. थोड़ा सा बाकी है. Then tune in to your soul. Tune into compassion. Think of that person when they hurt you. Maybe they also had suffering. Everybody who hurts another person has at some level suffered or is suffering. Think on their suffering. उनकी suffering देखेंगे और soul feelings को जगाएंगे. Compassion will dissolve it and you'll go, ठीक है, my life is so good, yeah, let it be now, it's over, it's done with it. Why am I holding on to this? Have compassion, have forgiveness, have gratitude. So once you do that, you get completely cleaned. And once you're cleaned of emotions like that, and through the grounding, you're not thinking much, now you're ready to play the piano. You've learned the keys now. Now you can maybe get enlightened, mini enlightenments and bliss moments start happening. And now you meditate and very quickly you get into the no mind zone. थोड़ा सा breathing किया, some of you have that experience. थोड़ा सा सांस लेते हैं and you're in the bliss. You don't have to even breathe. Because you've processed all of that karma. Karma is basically these impressions which keep the ego going with the thinking mind and emotions and ego. They just keep it going. That's the tornado you're in. That's your karmic journey. If you can resolve that, you are beyond karma then. Of course, some of these impressions come from past lives. तो कभी कभी कुछ thought जाएगा ही नहीं, some thinking will remain, nothing to do with this life, but it comes from a past life. But if you completely tune into your body is a storehouse of information. If you're a little psychic, your body will tell you about your past lives also. And then past lives come from two directions. One is body DNA, which is not your soul, but your ancestors, and you heal their karma also. When you heal yourself through your ancestral lineage, you're healing a lot of previous generations. This is true. With the DNA line, you're healing. That is one line, and the other is through the soul. Soul means all the different births you took. And so if you heal yourself in this life, then you're offering that healing to all your past lives also. It's all connected. So through body and soul, you can connect to your ancestors and you can connect to your past lives. You cannot connect like that with your mind. Mind is thoda limited hai, finite hai. You'll just think, and that's it. You want to take deep mysteries, the deep journeys into the mysteries of your life, you need to go into your body, into your soul. And that's where magic is, that is where you'll find infinite information. Through the soul and through the body, you'll find lot of information. Then you start processing that also, then you're healing your past life karma also. And as a lot of the karma is healed and you keep doing these body soul processes, then enlightenment starts flowering more and more. And in Thousand Seeds of Joy, there are many stories of Lakshmi ji. She came as, Radha, she came as Sita, she came as Draupadi. That was also Lakshmi ji. In Mahabharata, she comes as three women, Draupadi is the maiden form. Radha actually is not a part of Mahabharata, but with Krishna she came in three forms. Radha came actually in the 11th century. Some saints got some information, but original Mahabharata doesn't have Radha as mentioned. Okay. So, but as Radha, she was the crone, Krishna's friend. As Draupadi, she was Krishna's follower. And as Rukmini, she was Krishna's wife. All three are Lakshmiji's. And in the book, Lakshmiji says that a soul like hers, a divine being sometimes, even now, they say Vishnu is in, some people say Vishnu is in 256 human beings, or not human beings, but sentient beings in the universe at the moment. And so the divine beings like Lakshmi ji, Vishnu ji, they'll divide themselves and come in multiple beings. So the book is about the stories of Radha, of Sita, Radha, Rukmini, Draupadi, Yashodhara, Buddha's wife, from the point of view of them, not the patriarchal point of view. सारे scriptures लिखे हैं मर्दों ने, they've been written by men. So there's a voice that is a male voice in Ramayana, especially, also in Mahabharata. So when you read Thousand Seeds of Joy, you will find the feminine voice. What did Sita feel like when she left Ayodhya? What was her journey? What was her relationship with Rama? What did Yashodhara feel when Buddha left? What was Radha's experience of Krishna? All of this from their point of view, from Lakshmi ji's point of view, which is what makes the book very beautiful. That, we learn this Stri Tattva, divine feminine wisdom. And the wisdom, continues with awakening this feminine aspect, which is unifying aspect. The patriarchal spirituality or the masculine spirituality, which we've been given, is more to do with, just meditating and closing your eyes and staying on the mountain for years and years. It's like, you're an individual and you just meditate, and that's more the divine masculine. The divine feminine is working in the world. Like how Yashodhara got enlightened, right in the palace, taking care of the child. As Buddha was getting enlightened, she was getting enlightened. They were in telepathy, they were in communication, they would exchange messages. And so she had also created a small hut around the palace only. And as he was going through processes, she was going through similar processes. They both got enlightened at similar times. Yashodhara also got enlightened, but right in the palace with her son, Rahul. With the palace, living right there, got enlightened. That's really truly the middle way that Buddha talked about, except Buddha had to go to the jungle to discover it. He had to live the life of luxury, then he had to go to the jungle, and with that he discovered middle way. So divine feminine works by unifying inclusiveness. You don't have to go away to the mountain. You can live right here in your body, but live with a lot of awareness. Be fully with the body, be fully with the soul, surrender completely to body sensations, to soul feelings. Be fully present when you're talking to somebody. Full presence, 100%. And that's divine feminine. You don't have to fast. You just have to eat very slowly with full awareness. Taste every bite as if it's the first time you're eating it. Eat like that. When you eat like that, that's meditation. There's no fasting needed. Right? When you're walking like your first time discovering the earth. When you are with the trees, it's like you're loving the trees. So full presence with your body and soul can enlighten you. And that is how enlightenment will happen in the future. As we go along, decade after decade, there will come a time when you will just go through puberty and go through teenage years and come to adulthood, and you're enlightened. You'll just blossom like a flower. Because the parents, the society will teach you that intensity of awareness. जब बड़े होंगे आप तो एकदम awareness से बड़े होंगे. अभी क्या होता है, बच्चा बड़ा हो रहा है, we don't pay attention to the blissful moments they're having. Like I was having those blissful moments I told you about in the garden. I don't remember my parents, my father becoming aware when I was feeling that bliss. He wasn't looking at me, oh my God, my son is having such an amazing experience. But imagine in the future time, when a parent has a child, they take him to the garden and the child is having an amazing experience, the parent's going to be aware of it because they'll have enough spiritual awareness. And when they're having that experience, they'll come and hold the child's hand. They'll encourage that. Abhi kya hota hai, we don't even notice when children are having those experiences. But when they're having a problem, then they're acting out, then we go, what happened, and so then children get used to getting attention by creating problems or becoming in the mind, then that's when you get the love, right? But when they're completely silent, doing nothing, they get no attention. So we have to change the way we raise children. We have to pay more attention to them when they're silent. If your child is sitting silently, go next to them and hold their hand and just be silent. Show them that is the way to love. And when they're acting out a problem, like look from the side, like, be watchful, but don't pay attention. Slowly they'll stop acting out. So there's another way we can teach. And this new way where you teach meditation just by everyday life, how you eat. The parents can just show that how they eat would be a lesson for the children. That, okay, that's how we eat, and they'll start learning to eat like that. How you live, how you walk, how you be. The whole life can just grow into meditation. There'll come a time like that. So by the time then they reach 18, 19, 20, they're enlightened. You don't have to go through painful journeys to get enlightened. That's divine feminine. Enlightenment with joy, thousand seeds of joy. Just with joy you can get enlightened. Until now, we used to think you have to go through painful journeys. Only then you surrender. And unfortunately, that's true about the ego. Ego को जब तक painful journey नहीं जाती है, वो surrender नहीं करता है. But a time is coming where ego will not develop so much, and with intensity, some will develop and then soon will dissolve it and there'll be enlightenment. So the new world that is coming, matriarchal world, which is unification, that's just based on full presence of body, breath, soul. And that's what Lakshmi ji did in her lives. That's how she got enlightened. Yashoda did not have to go away to the jungle to get enlightened, right? Sita got enlightened right in that, living in the, where she was in Ashok Vatika. She got enlightened there. And by the time she came back, she was enlightened, Initially, she had a hard time in Ashok Vatika because there was no food, this, that. But slowly, she started enjoying the birds and this and that and fruits and all of that. And then she started singing to Rama and writing and all kinds of things. And slowly, she found herself. So all these stories of her, like as Radha also, as Sita also, as Yashoda also, all of them, she's right there and she gets enlightened. She doesn't have to fight a big war like Rama did in Ramayana. She's just sitting there and gets enlightened. So that's my message for the book. I've spoken for an hour. I did not discuss too many things in detail, but just more philosophy. And I hope I haven't gone over time. It was 1 hour session now. So are there questions or anybody? And I don't know how much time we have left. If it's very few minutes, then we can just take 1 or 2 questions, or we can take more. Okay. Anupama ji? No.
नमस्ते सर.
Yes.
सर बहुत ही अच्छा बोले, आपने बांध लिया था, बिल्कुल कहीं भी मेरा मन भागा नहीं. मुझे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है सर. जैसे ये बोला जाता है कि जो हमारे कुल देवता होते हैं, कुल देवी देवता, वो हमारे ही जैसे इंसान या हमारे जैसे ही इनकारनेट होके ये लोग बहुत हाई लेवल पे जब पहुंच जाते तो हम उनको भगवान बना दिए हैं, हमारे बीच में दीवार पैदा कर दिए हैं.
Yes.
और जैसे आप हम लोग जैसे भारत में पैदा होते हैं, हम भगवान को मानते हैं, इतने वैरायटी के भगवान हैं. तो ये हम ही के बहुत ही प्योर सोल्स हैं जो बहुत एनलाइटेंड है और जो बहुत हाई लेवल पे पहुंचे, वही हैं ये. और पूजा पाठ और इसका आप थोड़ा बताइए सर कि पूजा पाठ पे इतना जोर दिया जाता है, खासकर जब आप ब्राह्मण फैमिली में हो, और जब आप मेडिटेशन में आते हो तो बोलते हैं पूजा नहीं करना चाहिए, आप ही भगवान हो, सांस ही आपका गुरु है. तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए सर.
Yes. बहुत सही बोला. I'm listening to my echo. Not anymore. हाँ, तुमने बड़ा एकदम very nicely put. तो हम लोग ही जैसे सारी जो देवियां हुई हैं वो भी मनुष्य जीवन में आई हैं, राइट? और अगर आप अपने आप को जान लो जब मरने के बाद आपका क्या स्थिति होगी, तो इतना एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी नहीं है. कई लोग जाने के बाद उनके चक्र खुल जाते हैं और वो एक तरह से भगवान का रूप प्राप्त कर लेते हैं. बस यह है कि उनके बारे में शास्त्र नहीं लिखे गए हैं. मतलब इतना डिफरेंस नहीं है जितना अपन सोचते हैं. जैसे my father also, I'll share this with you all because we get messages, and he passed away in 2012. He was an ordinary person. He did well in his career and all that. He was a government service person. And one thing he had was that he was very service oriented, very humble. तो वो किसी दूसरे का काम ऐसे करते थे जैसे अपना ही काम कर रहे हैं. किसी दूसरे का काम हेल्प करनी है तो he would put all of himself in it, you know. And if there were some people who had, you know, done something bad to him, he would just forgive. He had some things which were unique, you know. But those became the doors for him when he passed away. He was in coma for 3 days. His chakras opened. And then 5, 6 chakras open. A lot of people after they die, still only 1 or 2 chakras open, you know. And today he's like a little bit like a Buddha, you know, they say, and he's helping like ton of people. He's almost like, you could say, like a mini god, you know, like he's doing this, he's doing that, you know, he's enlightened and all of that. So imagine even a bigger version of that and a bigger version of that, and then you get, you know, people whom we call gods, you know. So it's not like there are many people. We are all gods in that way, you know. But yes, so you're right. I mean, the observation you make is that we create this distance like too much. हम सब में वो भगवान का रूप है, और हम थोड़ा सा सरेंडर करेंगे तो मरने के बाद स्पेशली we will find ourselves in, like, there are no words. My father sometimes says there's no words to express the infinite real me feels, you know. It's like a divine real me feels, you know. And then, and so good question. I mean, our answer simply is Lakshmi ji वो ही बताना चाह रही हैं कि she wants to show her human side also, Saraswati ji also, that we're not so different from you. And divinity is in all of us. We're all meant for becoming gods, goddesses. Patri ji bhi yahi bolte hain. Second question you had, second part, was इतना जो अपन, you know, ब्राह्मण होने के नाते आप बहुत पूजा पाठ ये सब करते हैं. So yeah, you're right. If you're only using your head, again, the wisdom is that. And very little of you do speak when you do the mantra and all that. But if you're unaware of your body and your breathing and your, you know, body sensations, if you're doing it absent-minded, खाली बोले जा रहे बोले जा रहे बोले जा रहे साल साल बोले जा रहे हैं, तो और बॉडी का फीलिंग नहीं है और सोल को जगाया नहीं है, क्योंकि let's say you had some insecurity, so you remain in your emotions. Let's say कि you're a Brahmin, you're a Pandit, and you know, मेरे से बड़ा कोई पंडित नहीं होना चाहिए. You got into that drama of the mind, and now you are just competing to get attention. हो जाता है ऐसे ऐसे. So if you just remain a little bit in your ambition, competition and all that, so soul is nowhere. You're not doing unconditional love, you're not practicing compassion, you don't have patience, you don't have gratitude, forgiveness. तो वो सब नहीं है, बॉडी को यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, खाली मंत्र बोले जा रहे हैं, नहीं यार, दैट इज नॉट, यू नॉट एडवांसिंग स्पिरिचुअली. So you have to start honoring the body as a divine presence this body gives you, and start using the breath, do all of that, and then you can still do some mantras. We have some mantras in our path of joy. Lakshmi ji, Om Shri Ma Lakshmi Swaha. You can still invoke that, but you do it in a very limited manner, just to get the goddess invoked. That's it. Uske baad you go back to the body and soul and all that. But divine feminine doesn't separate. It doesn't say that now because you do meditation, you cannot do puja at all. That is also separation. Divine feminine is inclusive of everything. So I'm completely surrendered to my body and my soul feelings, but I'm not going to not acknowledge that divine beings are also there. And I can do a mantra also. I can do a little chant also, and I can be just in that chant for a little bit, for 5 minutes or whatever. That is also there. All the invisible beings are also there, and I'm also here, and I'm using my body and my soul. It's all inclusive. I would say that even the meditators create a division. They go, we only need to meditate, you know, all this is bad, everything else. वो भी bad नहीं है, but don't do it excessively. No, just if I just now just did this, oh, when I did it 3 times, you'll see the mind will slow down and I'll get into silence. So there's nothing wrong in doing a Om. If it makes you silent, sound is such a great way to make you silent. So why stop that? Why insist that we only breathe, we don't do Om? Do whatever, sing, do Om, do a mantra, whatever, but don't go crazy about it. Don't go कि मेरे को 1 करोड़ मंत्र करने हैं जिससे मेरे को स्वर्ग जाना है. That is nonsense. कि some pundits will say that we do so much, then you do this, do that. But limited extent, everything is okay. That's what I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Is that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah. So can you? Are we unmuting her or? Can you unmute you? Oh, okay. There you go. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah.
Yes, sir. हाँ. Another question is जो इमोशंस होते हैं, आपने इमोशंस की बात की कि कई लोग फंसे रहते हैं, ये पास्ट लाइफ से रिलेटेड भी हो सकता है.
Yes. In fact, इससे रिलेटेड काफी होता है.
कोई भी इमोशंस जिसमें आपने बोला जिस पार्ट में आपके बॉडी के वो इमोशन फील हो रहा है उस पार्ट से ब्रीदिंग करना है.
Yes.
Like I have lot of fear, especially about जैसे एनिमल्स है उनको कुछ कोई नुकसान करेगा, उनको कोई जहर दे देगा, मारेगा, वो उसके लिए मेरे को एक बहुत डर है.
Okay.
तो हाउ टू गेट रिड ऑफ इट एंड हाउ टू कंप्लीटली सरेंडर नहीं होता है. आप बोले 100% सरेंडर होने से आप पानी पे भी चल सकते हैं, या जीसस ने कंप्लीटली सरेंडर किया था सर.
Yes.
तो सरेंडर नहीं होता है, कहीं ना कहीं हम वी ट्राई टू कंट्रोल थिंग्स हमारी तरह से.
Yes. So यहाँ पर ही some of these techniques can help. Like why we do mantras to a goddess. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि खाली ब्रीदिंग कर रहे हैं, पूरा सरेंडर नहीं हो रहा. तो देर आर डिफरेंट लेवल्स. एक तो है बॉडी, फिर सोल इज आई हैव करेज, आई हैव अनकंडीशनल लव. सो आई विल जस्ट लव, उससे फिर मेल्ट हो जाएगा. फिर भी नहीं हो रहा है, डू अ मंत्रा टू अ गॉडेस. आई जस्ट गिव माई सेल्फ टू यू कंप्लीटली. I have 100% faith in you, and just do a mantra. That might dissolve it. So, at different times, different things might work. But generally, body, soul, higher self. Higher self includes all the gods, goddesses, divine beings, and your own higher self. Because your higher self is very close to all the divine beings. So, it's the same category. So, these 3 levels you can use. If the one doesn't work, the other will work. तो हो जाएगा. I mean, just feel it in your body. If it's still not working, maybe sometimes do some chanting. If that doesn't work, maybe arouse some compassion, feel the love, accept death completely. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मर जाएंगे और क्या होगा, right? Just accept, complete acceptance, and that will do it. Yeah. Okay, next question. We'll see. गौरव जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं?
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार
सर, आपकी किताब तो कमाल की है, लेकिन मैं उसी से एक सवाल ये पूछना चाहूंगा. सर, आपकी किताब बड़ी पावरफुल है, लेकिन मैं उसको जैसे किस तरह से मैंने पढ़ चुका हूँ, एक बार पूरा उसे एक बार दोबारा पढ़ने की कोशिश की. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सर थोड़ा सा आप अगर ऐसा गाइड करें कि हाउ टू मेक मैक्सिमम आउट ऑफ दिस बुक, हाउ टू कनेक्ट टू इट, हाउ टू एक क्वेश्चन जो है वो थोड़ा अलग लेवल पे आपको लेके जाना चाहता है, बट वो कुछ तो चीजें रोकती हैं, अंदर ही रोक लेती हैं, तो वो कनेक्ट पूरा नहीं हो पाता है. वो कनेक्ट कैसे करना है बहुत अच्छे से, मतलब वो अंदर आ जाए, आत्मसात हो जाए वो जो.
आपने एक बार पढ़ी ना किताब?
यस पढ़ ली.
कैसी लगी?
सर कमाल की है सर. मुझे तो बड़ा डर लगा जब मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया, सारे फंडे हिल रहे हैं इसमें, तो जो हम सुनते आ रहे थे. इट वॉज अमेजिंग. तो मैंने फिर हिम्मत करके वापस चालू की, मैंने बीच में छोड़ दी. मुझे डर लग रहा था कि मेरे जो अब तक आइडियाज हैं वो सब खत्म हो जाएंगे जो मैं लेके चल रहा था.
जैसे कौन सा आइडिया, एक आइडिया दो, कौन सा आइडिया खत्म?
जैसे हमने बहुत कुछ पढ़ा, सरस्वती जी, वो सीता माता के बारे में, हम लक्ष्मी जी के बारे में बहुत कुछ ऐसे सुन रहे आ रहे हैं बचपन से, ये है वो है, मतलब एक आइडिया बना लेते हैं ना सर, सुनते सुनते. बड़े लोग बोलते आ रहे हैं, हम सुनते आ रहे हैं. हमारे पास कुछ ऐसा फर्स्ट हैंड क्लियर कुछ है नहीं, वही पढ़ने के लिए वही किताबें हैं, वही कहानियां हैं।
तो इसमें क्या है कि आप अपने दिमाग को ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं कि भी मेरा दिमाग नहीं मान रहा तो कुछ गड़बड़ होगा। आप एक काम करो, एक अपना हाथ अपने दिल पे रखो और अपने शरीर से पूछो, शरीर क्या कह रहा है मेरा, कि किताब में लिखा ये सही है कि नहीं सही है। शायद पहले आंसर नहीं आया, मगर शरीर बोलने लगेगा आपका। द बॉडी विल स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग। और शरीर हमेशा सच बोलता है, शरीर और आत्मा हमेशा सच बोलते हैं। खाली दिमाग कंफ्यूज कर देगा। तो कभी कभी आपको कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं लगता ना, तो पुट द बुक टू योर चेस्ट, ठीक है, एंड आस्क द सेम क्वेश्चन दैट बुक में लिखा है कि सीता माता कहती है कि लक्ष्मी जी कहती है कि मैं तो कभी पैलेस से गई नहीं, मेरे को तो कभी लक्ष्मण लेके ही नहीं गए, ये तो सब गलत लिखा हुआ है। सेवंथ खंड में सब जो भी लिखा है रामायण में, वो सब गलत है। लक्ष्मी जी बोलती है शी डजंट हैव अ मेमोरी ऑफ बीइंग रिमूव फ्रॉम हर ओन पैलेस। और अगर आप रिसर्च करेंगे तो वाल्मीकि के जाने के बाद 500 साल बाद सातवां खंड, उत्तराखंड जिसको बोलते हैं, वो रामायण में जोड़ा गया 500 साल बाद। या तो वाल्मीकि की उम्र 700 साल थी, 600 साल थी, या फिर किसी और ने जोड़ दिया वो, राइट। तो इफ यू डू रिसर्च यू विल फाइंड एविडेंस कि what Lakshmi ji is saying is actually true, कि this was
it is not about disputing what Lakshmi ji is saying. It is about, मेरा क्वेश्चन सर ऐसा था कि कैसे मैं जो बोल रही हैं वो पूरा पूरा उसी पावर के साथ, उसी डिटेल्स के साथ, उसी एनर्जी के साथ मैं पूरा उसको एब्जॉर्ब कर पाऊं।
या तो जब जब आप माइंड में कम होंगे एब्जॉर्ब होगा। आप थोड़ा मेडिटेशन करिए, थोड़ा सांस लीजिए, फिर पढ़िए किताब को, फिर कुछ आनापानसति करिए, फिर पढ़िए किताब को। मोर लेस यूर इन हेड बेटर विल गो। और ज़्यादा दिमाग में रहेंगे तब प्रॉब्लम होगी। तब क्या होगा कि आपका माइंड डाउट करने लगेगा। डाउट करना भी अच्छा है, बट नॉट दैट काइंड ऑफ डाउटिंग कि यू लूज कॉन्फिडेंस इन इट। सो स्टे मोर इन बॉडी एंड सोल एंड हो जाएगा। इट इज़ नॉट दैट, इट इज़ सिंपल, रिटन इन अ सिंपल वे। तो जस्ट सरेंडर टू इट एंड इट विल स्टार्ट हैपनिंग। लक्ष्मी जी को याद करिए क्योंकि उनकी एनर्जी है। 1 साल तक उन्होंने मेरे को बोला 2012 में, डोंट ओपन द बुक, जो मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट था, अपना बैकपैक में रखो, अभी सारी ट्रिप्स पे जा रहे हो मेडिटेशन करने इधर उधर, खाली किताब को अपने बैकपैक में रखना है और कभी कभी हाथ में लेके उसको दिल पे लगाना है, खोलना नहीं है। बिकॉज आई वॉज लाइक editing and ये करना वो करना। She said no, you're getting too much in the head, start feeling the energy of the book. So for 1 year I only felt the energy of the book. तो अगर आपको ऐसा लग रहा है तो आप भी ऐसा करिए, थोड़े से टाइम, 1 हफ्ता किताब को बस खाली पकड़ के रखिए, कुछ करिए मत, खोलिए मत उसको, खाली दिल पे लगाइए और फिर रख दीजिए साइड में, बेड साइड पे रख दीजिए, फिर दिल पे लगाइए, फिर रख दीजिए। देन यू विल गेट द कॉन्फिडेंस, फिर वो दिल में जाने लगेगी। कई तरीके हैं इसके, खाली एक कनेक्शन बनाना है दिल से। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। हाँ, सो इज दैट सीता?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good
How are
evening.
you, sir?
Very good, very good.
So this is my initial stage of learning meditation. Actually, I started with Gudakesha, and it's very nice and good, sir, for me. So I need some suggestion, like when I'm sitting in meditation in the night time, after 1 or 2 o'clock, I'm feeling from inside, you have office tomorrow, you have to go to work. So if you need at least more rest on bed, please go back to bed, like that. So I'm taking rest on bed like 3-4 hours. So my interest is, I want to sit whole night. It's my goal. But my inside heart, there is some fight is going on between my heart and brain. So how to overcome this one, sir?
Yeah,
I'm
so,
eating very less food also in night.
yeah. How are you in the daytime? Are you In the daytime, are you able to concentrate? Are you tired or are you okay?
Sometimes I'm getting emotional, sir, and nowadays I'm little bit emotionally not balancing properly. So that one making me little tired.
Yeah, so your body, everybody needs different sleep hours. If you are naturally a meditator, you need less sleep. 5 hours is okay, 6 hours okay. But if you are not naturally into it, 7 hours sometimes, then depends on age also. If you're older, you're not old, but older people need less sleep. Body clock is different. But honor the body in the sense that nobody said that you have to stay awake the whole night. Some people do it, but let them do it. There's no competition here. You sleep your 5 hours, 6 hours at least, and then instead of trying to stay awake whole night, wake up at 4 in the morning. That's a very beautiful time. Brahma Muhurat time, 4 a.m. And sleep from 10 to 4, 6 hours. Wake up at 4. You still have enough time to meditate. It's not the number of hours you'll put in meditation, but the quality of meditation. That and discipline, being able to do it every day at the same time. Training your mind like that. Every day at 4, you can get up and meditate, and you can still get your sleep. And so maybe you're going to a little bit extreme, and so that's not working. Maybe it works with some people. You've tried, it doesn't work, try something else. That's spirituality is like that. Something doesn't
Okay.
work, try something else. There are 1,000 ways to reach to the peak, and don't copy anybody. Something works for somebody, something else will work for you,
Okay, sir.
and they'll have equal power, right? So it is not that they will do better because they did this. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, Veena from, let me.
आत्मवंदन सर।
Veena ji, yeah.
सर, आपका प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छा होता है, मैंने जेटीटीवी में भी सुना था, लेकिन इस बार मेरे को बहुत मिसिंग रहा कि आपका इंग्लिश में था।
ओ, हिंदी में, हाँ, वो पहला वाला हिंदी में था, राइट।
हाँ जी, तो अब मेरा ये कैसे कंप्लीट होगा कि मुझे आपका हिंदी में ये सेशन मिले?
एक और घंटा सुना देते हैं, क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
यस श्योर
जी।
जी।
आप बताइए क्या समझ में नहीं आया, वो उसका रिपीट
सर,
कर
एक
दीजिए।
तो हाँ जी, एक तो आपने पास्ट लाइफ का एक जने ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना कि पास्ट लाइफ में मेरे को जैसे किसी के प्रति इतना ग्रेटिट्यूड है कि मैं उससे आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रही हूँ, कि ध्यान में साधना में ऐसे लगता है कि मैं वहीं पे ही अटकी हुई हूँ, तो उस ग्रेटिट्यूड को भी कैसे आगे निकलूं मैं उससे?
ग्रैटिट्यूड में तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए। आप कुछ और वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, फॉरगिवनेस चाहिए, नहीं क्या? ग्रैटिट्यूड इज गुड।
गुड तो है, लेकिन उसी में ही अटक गए तो आगे बढ़ना भी जरूरी है ना। ग्रेटिट्यूड से आगे भी, चलो अच्छा किया उन्होंने तो उनके लिए धन्यवाद निकलता ही रहता है हर वक्त, तो हम बार बार पीछे ही जाए जा रहे हैं, उनके प्रति ही आगे बढ़ने का
ग्रैटिट्यूड पे ही जाइए फिर।
सॉस मिलते हैं।
यानी कि ग्रैटिट्यूड को आप पूरा नहीं समझ पाए। ग्रैटिट्यूड को अपन समझते हैं आभार इन हिंदी, राइट? मगर आभार ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि जिसमें अपने को कोई ऑब्लिगेशन है, उन्होंने हमारा ऐसा किया और हमको वो फीलिंग आ रही है कि ओ माय गॉड, अब हमें भी कुछ उनके लिए करना पड़ेगा, वो फीलिंग आती है।
यस यस,
हाँ, वही तो प्रॉब्लम है ना।
हाँ
तो
जी।
यू आर फीलिंग ऑब्लिगेटेड। ग्रैटिट्यूड इज नॉट ऑब्लिगेशन। ग्रैटिट्यूड एक जॉय है, खुशी है कि ये बहुत अच्छा हुआ, बस उस तरह की खुशी। इट्स नॉट एन ऑब्लिगेशन, ठीक है? तो उसको आप पूरा समझिए पहले। दैट इज नॉट ग्रैटिट्यूड। ग्रैटिट्यूड इटसेल्फ इज अ वेरी प्योर फीलिंग। वैसे ऑल ऑफ दीज वर्ड्स, इवन लव, कि लव क्या है? आई लव आइसक्रीम, आई लव माई डॉटर, आई लव द ओशन, कई तरह से यू कैन यूज द वर्ड लव। तो व्हाट वी मीन इज अनकंडीशनल ग्रैटिट्यूड, ऐसा कि इट डजंट डिमांड एनीथिंग बैक। इट्स प्योर जॉय, like I have for my mother. I don't feel that I have to give something back to her. She loved me so much and she still loves me. But there's no feeling because she loves me, I have to give back. The only reason I love her back is because I just feel loving towards her. उसमें कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. I just feel very good with her and I love her. That's it. So there's no, I think you are feeling that they did something that you have to do something. वो निकाल दो आप. खाली joy में आ जाओ, एकदम खुशी में कि you are very happy and that's enough. If we explain more what that relationship might be, then we can go deeper in the dynamic. But otherwise, if there are some other energies also, maybe in the past life you did something bad to them and they did something good, then you should try experiment with some other soul feeling. Try forgiving yourself, try forgiving them. Maybe you're holding some energy like that, forgive yourself. If that doesn't work, then try something else. Have compassion, understand their suffering. Just play with your mind a little bit, and then you'll find, oh, I was stuck over here. और उसको जाने देना है. क्योंकि soul feelings में भी कहीं कहीं से you can get some emotions attached.
Yes.
And you might think it's a soul feeling, but it's not a soul feeling. It's an attachment.
जी.
So you say, I love my daughter or I love my son. But let's say you're attached to an idea that my daughter is going to be very successful because in my life, as a woman, I could not attain that success. I'm giving an example, and let's say you have an attachment that she must be successful and you love her and she's successful. And then what happens? She loses her job or she gets married and she's no longer working. And for some reason. And now you start seeing, oh, what happened? Then those are things are attachments. Unconditional love is you just love the person in whatever situation as they are. So sometimes we think it is pure, but there is some attachment. There is something that we want. And with many loved ones, sometimes we want something. A father will want a successful offspring, a successful son or successful daughter. And that is an attachment. Why can't you love with them if they're unsuccessful? So go into the unconditional soul feeling, surrender to that, and then it'll dissolve. But you have to investigate, kya hai, what is the attachment? That I don't know.
जी सर.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Welcome. So Poonam ji, boliye.
Thank you so much, sir, for your divine wisdom. And आज मेरा बहुत सौभाग्य है कि आपसे बात करने का गुणाकेशव के द्वारा मेरे को चांस मिला. और सर मेरा जो क्वेश्चन है वो एंसेस्टर के बारे में है. थोड़ा मेरे को कंफ्यूजन है, तो बस वो क्लियर करता है. मेडिटेशन से पहले तो हमें जो ज्ञान नहीं था कि हमें जो कर्म कांड करने हैं, श्राद्ध जो होते हैं, हमें पूर्वजों के लिए श्राद्ध करना है, ये सब चीजें करना है, कुछ उनके कर्मास हमारे ऊपर हैं, हमारे ऊपर बहुत कुछ उनकी वजह से हमें प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, उनको कुछ ना कुछ देना है, इस तरह की पूजा करनी है. बट जब मेडिटेशन में आने के बाद जब मुझे ये इंफॉर्मेशन ज्ञान मिला कि हम सिर्फ एनर्जी हैं, तो हम कौन से पूर्वजों के लिए ये सब चीज करें, और ये पूर्वज कौन से हैं, जो ये दादा दादा परदादा या फिर जो कृष्णा है, और ये क्योंकि वो भी हमारे पूर्वज ही हैं एक तरह से देखा जाए तो, क्योंकि हम उन्हीं से आए हैं. तो मेरे को यही चीज जाननी है कि 3 क्वेश्चन है कि ये क्यों हमें करना है, और ये बेसिक इसका क्या फंडा है, जो बेसिक जो स्टार्टिंग में स्टार्ट हुआ वो बेसिक फंडा क्या है. बस सर ये चीज है कि ये चीज मुझे जाननी है.
एक माँ कब खुश होती है बच्चे को देखकर? जब बच्चा खुश होता है, राइट?
हाँ जी.
माँ भी खुश हो जाती है, राइट? तो आपके पूर्वज 99% ऑफ देम they'll get happy if you get happy. ठीक है? आप दुखी रहेंगे तो वो DNA स्ट्रैंड से लेके पूर्वजों का जो भी है, आप उनको प्रोग्रेस नहीं करने, एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड विद एवरीथिंग. तो वो भी जिस स्थिति में भी हैं, जिस डायमेंशन में भी हैं, जुड़े हुए हैं बिकॉज दे आर योर पूर्वज, एंसेस्टर हैं आपके. ठीक है? आप जितनी स्माइल करेंगे अपनी लाइफ में, जितना खुश होते जाएंगे, थोड़ा थोड़ा आप उनके भी कर्म डिसॉल्व करते हैं. You affect 7 generations with a smile. 7 generations behind, 7 generations ahead also. आपकी जो आएंगी उनको भी affect करते हैं. तो the biggest wisdom here is, the biggest gift you can offer to them is get that inner joy within you. The 1,000 seeds of joy is one of the biggest buster of karma, जो कर्मा वर्मा है सब आप अपने आप को खुश करते जाइए, अंदर से खुश, बाहर से नहीं. आपके भी कर्म कम हो जाते हैं, पूर्वजों के भी कम हो जाते हैं. Celebrations sometimes are important. We did a 75th birthday and we called like 180 relatives. हमारे दोनों side परिवार is, big families. So only first cousins में 180 people हो गए, all their children, all that. And we did a big celebration. I just wanted to for my mother. And the pictures are also on my Facebook. And we really had so much fun that I literally felt karma was getting dissolved. That was the happiest day of my life. There was so much happiness that day. So celebration can sometimes will do it. Celebrate your ancestors or something. But the feeling is not कि I'm doing something for them. In the sense कि मैं कुछ प्रसाद चढ़ा रही हूँ, मैं ये कर रही हूँ, वो कर रही हूँ. आप सेलिब्रेशन कीजिए उनका, आप खुश रहना सीखिए, आप फॉरगिव करिए लोगों को, आप अपने आप को एकदम उसमें लाइए, स्पिरिचुअलिटी में. आप जैसे जैसे स्पिरिचुअल होते जाएंगे, आपके एंसेस्टर्स वैसे ही हील होते जाएंगे. उनको गिफ्ट मिल रही है, दे विल बी वेरी हैप्पी विथ यू.
मेन तो सर यही है रीजन कि हमें उनको खुश करने के लिए ये जो कर्म कांड करने पड़ते हैं, क्योंकि हम मेडिटेशन में नहीं थे तो हमें ये चीज करनी पड़ती थी. तो अब जब हम मेडिटेशन में आ गए, हमें पता चल गया है कि रीजन क्या है, तो अब हमें उनको जैसे श्राद्ध के टाइम पे भी हम उनको ध्यान में बुला के ये सब उनके साथ कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, आप उनको कभी कभी याद करके, मेडिटेशन में कभी कभी याद करके उनको थैंक यू बोल दो, ऐसा कुछ. बट यू डोंट हैव टू डू सो मच. आपकी खुशी से ही वो डीएनए से, वो जो किताब में लिखा, आपकी खुशी से उनके कर्म कम होने लगते हैं, क्योंकि हम सब जुड़े हुए हैं. यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग. जैसे वही तो मैं बोल रहा था ना कि बच्चे की खुशी से माँ खुश हो जाती है, राइट? What does she want from the kid? She just wants to see the kid happy, right? And as the kid is happy, she's happy. उस तरह का रिलेशन है. अगर आप खुश होते जाएंगे, एंसेस्टर्स वैसे ही खुश हो जाएंगे. आपको कुछ करना नहीं है. I mean, the kid can do something. The kid can go get a flower for the mother, but mother's happiness doesn't depend upon that. She's happy if the child is happy, right? So आप कर भी सकते हैं ancestors के लिए, and that'll be fine. But main thing is, there's so much love with ancestors, especially if they are in the heavenly realms, that once they see you happy, they start feeling happy. Such mein, this is true. You don't have to do anything. Just be happy, and that will start helping them. और फिर थोड़ा थोड़ा आपको लगे, कभी कभी we celebrate, just enjoy or something, and that will, So best way to connect with people who've passed away is celebrate them. Don't miss them. You will miss them. There is sorrow, of course, for some time. But after going through the mourning and sorrow, come in the place of celebrating their lives. उससे बड़ी खुशी मिलती है, we're all celebrating, having joy, and that's enough, Thank them, gratitude, and that's it. खाली gratitude and all that. But all वो जो कर्म कांड कुछ नहीं करने. That is all. Yeah. Bigger than that is your feeling for them. That's enough. Yes. Next question. Thank you. Chandani ji.
Geeta Chandani.
Oh, Geeta Chandani. Sorry.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah.
आनंद सर, मैंने अभी आपका सेशन सुना, पूरा नहीं सुन पाई, कुछ जरूरी वर्क कर रही थी बच्चों का. बट मैं कानों से सुन रही थी, जितना भी सुन सकती थी. मैं आपको क्लियरली कहना चाहूंगी कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम द मेडिटेशन, यू आर अ वेरी गुड स्पीकर, एक्सीलेंट स्पीकर. मतलब मैंने बहुतों को सुनती थी, बट सर आज जैसे मैं आपको सुन रही हूँ, ऐसे लग रहा था कि जो भी आप बोल रहे हैं वो हैंड्स प्रूव्ड होता जा रहा है. हैंड्स प्रूव्ड, दिस इज हैंड्स प्रूव्ड. अनदर सेंटेंस henceforth। मतलब मेरा माइंड मुझे बोल रहा था कि मैं सर से बात करूंगी, पर मैं क्या बात करूंगी, मैंने सुना ही नहीं पूरा, तो अभी तो मुझे यूट्यूब पे देखना पड़ेगा पहले पूरा सेशन। बट सर बहुत अच्छा बोला। सर मैं खुद भी मैथ्स बैकग्राउंड से हूँ, और मैथ्स के साथ साथ जो साइकोलॉजी आपने बोली कि मेरा इंटरेस्ट उस चीज पे था, द सेम थिंग आई हैड, सेम थिंग, और अभी भी है। भले मैं उस सब्जेक्ट में, उस फील्ड में कहीं नहीं घुस जा रही हूँ या कुछ कर नहीं पा रही हूँ, बट इंटरनली जहाँ पे भी मुझे रास्ता मिलता है साइकोलॉजी में, स्पिरिचुअलिटी के अंदर डीप टू डीप में जाने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, और मैंने ये अपना रास्ता शुरू कर लिया है। सर मेरा क्वेश्चन आपके लिए ये है, थोड़ा आपको फनी लगेगा। सर आपने कहा कि आप जब लक्ष्मी जी से है ना अटैच हुए, जब आप मिले तो आपकी लाइफ बिल्कुल चेंज हो गई थी जब आपने बुक लिखना स्टार्ट किया। क्या लक्ष्मी जी कभी आपसे नाराज हुई? Did you feel somewhere that she's not happy with me? मतलब whatever you are writing or you're going to write something, you feeling something lacking? Is this something?
आई थिंक जो अवेयरनेस लेवल पे लक्ष्मी जी है ना, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी चक्रास ओपन, 16 20 whatever, यू नो हेवंस में कितने चक्रास होते हैं, वेरी डीप डिवाइन बीइंग जिस लेवल पे वो है, वहाँ पे देयर बी अम्यूजमेंट एंड लाफ्टर, बट देयर वोंट बी एनी एंगर। मैं कुछ भी करूँगा तो एट द मोस्ट इट विल अपीयर एज अ स्लाइटली फनी सिचुएशन टू हर, कि भाई ऐसा क्यों, कि जब इतना ज्ञान में है तो ये बच्चा ऐसे क्यों कर रहा है, समथिंग शी माइट गेट पजल्ड, बट इट बी मोर लाइक अ लाफ्टर थिंग, देयर इज नो एंगर, बिकॉज एंगर इज नॉट, इज ऑलरेडी प्रोसेस्ड इन द लोअर चक्रास, so in that realm there's no place of anger. But yes, there is laughter, there is joy, there is all these other expressions, you know, so there's mystery, you know, they're also learning. Lakshmi ji is also learning. She's learning how to enlighten universes, you know. Her learning is of different nature, you know, like, you know, when she did something, she channeled this book and then this happened and she was expecting maybe something might happen, and let's say something didn't go exactly right. So then she's learning in another universe to do something like this, maybe. Learning always continues. Even divine beings are learning because they are learning by getting humanity enlightened, right? But that is their job, you know. Then they'll get another humanity enlightened, you know. So there must be some learning for everybody. So growth is for everybody. So I'm sure that makes her laugh.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's it.
Sir, my second question, I really need to
Yeah.
ask you that. Sir,
Yeah.
ना हम कहते हैं, या मेरा कहीं ना कहीं ये बिलीव रहा है कि हमें जो भी मिलता है, जो भी हमें प्रकृति देना चाहती है, प्रकृति आज हम बोलते हैं, पर पहले हम बचपन से ऐसे बोलते थे कि भगवान हमें जो देना चाहता है वो हमें तब ही मिलेगा जब वो चाहेगा। और somewhere I believe this thought from past 22-25 years. When I was the age of 25 years, I used to believe this thing कि भगवान को जब देना है, जब भी वो देगा, चाहे कुछ भी हो, अगर मुझे गुरु मिलना है तो मिलेगा, वो अपने समय से मिलेगा, अपने समय से सिखाएगा। क्या ये मेरा थॉट सही है? क्योंकि सर अगर मैं खुद को देखूं, लॉकडाउन में जो भी हुआ, जो भी चीजें हुई, मैं नहीं जानती। मैं बचपन से बहुत स्पिरिचुअल, किसी ना किसी वे में, भक्ति मार्ग से, फिर ज्ञान मार्ग से, अभी मेडिटेशन करके मैं उस चीज में आगे बढ़ रही हूँ। पर सर एक ग्रेटिट्यूड का भाव एकदम से आ गया मेरे अंदर और मेरी लाइफ चेंज हो गई। मुझे किसी ने सिखाया नहीं, मैं ऐसा बोल सकती हूँ, या मुझे किसी ने सिखाया, मेरे कानों में डला हुआ था, पर अंदर से अपने आप जागा, अपने आप अंदर से जागा, और मैंने ये करना शुरू करा, और मैंने मैनिफेस्ट होते हुए देखा और देख रही हूँ। और अभी भी अब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आई एम मैनिफेस्टिंग सो मच, आई कैन। तो वो चीज एकदम से आई, जबकि मैं, अगर आज मैं 35 इयर्स की हूँ, तो मेरे अंदर तो ये बचपन से होना चाहिए था। तो मैं, मेरी मतलब व्हेन आई वाज अ यंग चाइल्ड, मैं जब टीनेज थी, तो मैंने तब क्यों नहीं ये ग्रेटिट्यूड से मैनिफेस्ट किया? एकदम से अभी 3 साल में कैसे आ गया ये? तो कहीं ना कहीं ये थॉट मुझे और पक्का होते हुए लगता है कि ईश्वर जब देना चाहता है, जिस तरीके से वो आपको समझाना चाहता है, जिस मार्ग से आपको देना चाहता है, और जब वो देना चाहेगा तभी मिलेगा। क्या मेरा ये थॉट सही है?
तो थॉट इज ओके, नॉट सही और गलत 100% नहीं होता, उसमें कुछ सही का इसमें रूप है, मगर जो बड़ा सच है वो ये है कि आपकी जो आत्मा है, सोल, वो सोल डिसाइड करती है डिवाइन के साथ टुगेदर, आपकी जो बड़ी आत्मा है। अभी क्या है कि इस बॉडी में आत्मा का पार्ट जुड़ा हुआ है, मगर एक है प्लेस वेयर यू आर इन्फिनिट, योर सोल। वो जो सोल है ना आपकी, जो स्पिरिट सोल जो है, दैट इज डिसाइडिंग सम ऑफ दीज थिंग्स। जो आप बोल रहे हो भगवान डिसाइड करता है, भगवान नहीं करता, अपन सबकी सोल है, सबका अलग अलग सोल पाथ है। तो किताब में भी एक चैप्टर है ऑन द सोल पाथ, द सोल साइकिल, तो सोल साइकिल में यू ऑलरेडी डिसाइडेड कुछ चीजें कि मैं ऐसी कंट्री में आऊंगी, ऐसी मेरी शादी होगी, सम थिंग्स you've डिसाइडेड एंड सम चॉइसेस you've लेफ्ट फ्री विल, कि ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है, डिपेंड्स, ठीक है। सो बट या देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट द सोल कम्स विथ, किसी को अगर सीखना है काइंडनेस के बारे में, या फिर से किसी को सीखना है फॉरगिवनेस के बारे में, तो उनके साथ कुछ चोटें होंगी लाइफ में, तो उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले कि वो फॉरगिवनेस सीखे। उनको क्षमा करना सीखना है तो उनके साथ कुछ ऐसा होगा जिससे उसे क्षमा करना पड़ेगा, राइट, क्योंकि सोल वो सीखने आई है। किसी एक के साथ कुछ और होगा, किसी ने they'll do this, certain things will happen, तो your soul is in charge। और अगर सोल इन चार्ज है तो दैट विल ओवरपावर योर माइंड्स डिजायर। अगर सोल नहीं चाहती कि आप बहुत वेल्दी बने तो आप कुछ भी करेंगे, वेल्थ नहीं आएगी। सोल नहीं चाह रही, सोल आपको कुछ और सिखाना चाह रही है, वो जर्नी करना चाहती है इस बात के बारे में कि कैसा लगता है जब पैसा नहीं होता, उसकी फीलिंग क्या होती है। सोल इज क्यूरियस, सोल वांट्स टू नो दैट, क्योंकि सोल हर तरह के अनुभव करना चाहती है। तो ये जो कई परेशानियां आती है ना, उनको आप एक ऐसे देखिए जैसे आप पहाड़ पे चढ़ते हैं ना और उसमें चैलेंज आता है, एक माउंटेन पे जा रहे हैं, तो ये धरती इज लाइक दैट फॉर द सोल, इज ट्राइंग टू लर्न अ न्यू चैलेंज। तो थैंक यू बोलिए, ओके माय करंट सर्कमस्टांसेस आर टीचिंग, my soul is benefiting, it's learning exactly what it came to learn, exactly। मेरी लाइफ अगर चैलेंजिंग है तो वही तो सोल सीखने आई थी, वही तो एक्सपीरियंस करने आई थी, तो थैंक यू। उस तरह से देखिए तो आपको एक पीस आ जाएगी कि दैट इज रियली ट्रू। सोल डिजायर्स टू लर्न सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स, सो इट विल क्रिएट सम चैलेंजेस, बट भगवान नहीं करता, ये आपकी सोल करती है। इनमें भी कोऑपरेशन विद भगवान, मगर वो डिसीजन ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं, सो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि भगवान अभी कुछ बोल रहा है, योर सोल इज इन चार्ज। तो दैट्स व्हाट आई वुड से। और ये सोल पाथ होता है नॉन लिनियर, वी वांट टू लर्न अबाउट सफरिंग, कॉन्ट्रास्ट, मगर फॉर्चुनेटली इस टाइम पे अपन लोग सब ऊपर उठ रहे हैं। तो नाउ मोस्ट ऑफ द जर्नीज ऑफ पीपल आर टू राइज। तो सफरिंग कम होनी चाहिए, बढ़नी नहीं चाहिए फॉर मोस्ट पीपल, इफ यू कम इन टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी। स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आएंगे तो आपकी लाइफ बेटर होती जाएगी इस जमाने में। यस, डिड दैट आंसर व्हाट? ओके, दीपक जी।
नमस्कार जी। आपके तो एकदम फ्लो वाज लाइक अ सागर, इट इज जस्ट गोइंग ऑन एंड सो ब्यूटिफुली हैव डिपिक्टेड एवरीथिंग। आई get aligned to you beautifully and it was so like इसमें कोई चीज ऐसे लग ही नहीं रहा था कोई इसका है, कोई गलत है या क्या। it was like a क्या flow था आपका and everything you took it so wonderfully and beautifully. I sailed through the whole thing, though I just joined later. I couldn't hear you earlier. I have a 1-2 word question.
Yeah.
What is enlightenment and what is moksha?
ठीक है, so these words have become loaded कि what is moksha, what is enlightenment. So enlightenment अगर आप उसका वर्ड का ओरिजिन देखेंगे, और इंडिया में भी इसका भी वर्ड भी होता है, उज्जवल भी हो जाते हैं कुछ लोग, they get the light in them. Basically what is happening is your soul, जो आपकी आत्मा है, वो जो बड़ी आत्मा है, जो बिगर सोल दैट यू कनेक्टेड टू, दैट हैज कम टू हैव एन एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ फाइनाइटनेस। अगर उसको खाली खुशी के बारे में ही जानना होता तो वहां पर बहुत खुशी है जहां पर सोल है, ऑलरेडी हैज। इट हैज कम टू लर्न द ऑपोजिट, जो वो नहीं है वो जानना चाहती है, इसलिए कि जो वो है उसका और भी विस्तार हो। अगेन आई कैन रिपीट इट, सोल वो जो नहीं है वो जानना चाहती है ताकि वो जो है उसका और भी विस्तार हो। शी इज एक्सपैंडिंग इनटू इवन मोर जॉय बाय लर्निंग इट्स ऑपोजिट। ठीक है, तो अब एनलाइटनमेंट in a way is simply.
What did you say this? This is what you have answered for what? Moksha?
No,
In
this is
the
for
question.
enlightenment. What your
Okay.
soul's journey is. Now, once it is learnt, what it is not, now it goes back to its own nature, which is this light enlightened state, So basically, enlightenment at many, it can be discussed at many levels. From mini enlightenment, जो मेरे को जब हुआ, मैं 17 साल का था, that removed an illness, to a major enlightenment जिसमें all your thoughts drop and you come into this complete bliss. वो होता है, I mean, enlightenment के भी किताब में भी लिखा है, एटलीस्ट बुद्धा ने 4 लेवल बताए, So there's Sotapanna, which is, the second chakra opening. And then there is a Sakadagami, which is third one opening. Then there's a Anahata, and there's Arihant, So there are different levels of enlightenment. और basically क्या होता है, it all begins with lower chakras. पहले 3 चक्र जब एकदम खुल के अलाइन हो जाते हैं, सारा माइंड पहले 3 चक्र के चारों तरफ होता है। ऊपर के चक्रों में माइंड नहीं होता, खाली सोल होती है। तो दैट माइंड दैट इज देयर अराउंड लोअर 3 चक्रास, वो पूरा डिसॉल्व हो जाए तो आप बन गए सकदगमामी, एंड इन दैट स्टेट यू गो इनटू दैट ब्लिस जिसमें देयर इज नो थॉट। ओके, यू आर एनलाइटेंड एट दैट लेवल, तो बेसिकली the energy, the spiritual energy has infused so much in your body, and there's such little thinking that would be enlightenment. Light is the soul's light. So if your body is completely flowing with soul's light, and that will happen only when your mind is slowed down. Nahi to nahi hoga. Then your body will start feeling that light also. Sach mein light lagne lagegi. People who are enlightened, unke chehre pe bhi there is a light. You can feel it. It's actually, you can sense it, you can feel it. There's a divine light. The eyes are glistening, and you can feel the light. So the word comes from the source of light, because
Can
that's
I share a
light
thought
starts
with you?
showing. Yeah, go on.
जो आपने चक्र की बात की था, तो I would just like to share with you. मुझे ये वर्कआउट किया था, उसके बाद मुझे कुंडलिनी जागृत हो गई। उसके लिए पूरी बॉडी ऑसिलेट होती है, right from the base of the spine right up to top, and then the whole body gets on oscillating, and the body has involuntary movements, or that movements does not have any effect on the body in form of tiredness or willing. I do not know whether I should allow it to do so, or I'm suppressing it so that when you are at a different place it should not be there. I do it whenever it is by myself, and this करके कहीं ना कहीं आपकी कोई चक्र अटके हुए हैं, इसके लिए पूरा नहीं हो रहा, तो शस्त्रार्थ तक पहुंचा नहीं है. This was the conviction given to me, but I would like to just enlighten me, what is this, उसको शक्तिपात बोलते हैं. There are different words which used to it. Now, what is that? Can you elaborate कि भाई ये हो रहा है?
तो ये क्या है कि कभी कभी आपका पूरा सरेंडर नहीं हुआ है, जैसे मान लो दी सोल फीलिंग्स में, मतलब अमेजिंग कंपैशन, अमेजिंग रेडिकल फॉरगिवनेस, किसी भी चीज को आप किसी भी चीज को फॉरगिव कर सकते हैं ऑलरेडी. कुछ भी आपके साथ कोई करे, आर यू एबल टू कंप्लीटली फॉरगिव?
वेल फ्लैशबैक कभी कभार आ जाता है, इट्स नॉट
Do you
टोटली
hold on to
इरेडिकेट
some-
नहीं होगा.
पूरा
Yes.
नहीं होता ना. तो थोड़ा सा भी अगर बचेगा तो क्या होता है कि पहले यू नीड कंप्लीट ग्राउंडिंग इन द बॉडी एंड सोल, completely become one with the earth, So Lakshmi ji bolti hai, enlightenment is not raising the kundalini up. You should go down first, become one with the earth. तो सीता भी पृथ्वी माँ में चले जाती है, you become one with the earth. Move the energy down, ground it, surrender to soul feelings, become pure love, pure compassion, this and that. Then automatically one day the kundalini will rise and you'll be pure emptiness, fullness. अब क्या होता है कई बार, बिकॉज योगा बुक्स में होता है कि कुंडलिनी को जगाना है, And I don't know what practices you may have done, but let's say you were doing a breathing practice and you were concentrating, or
I
वो
was chanting
कुंडलनी,
afterwards.
yeah, and
I
कुंडलनी,
enlightened myself first. I mean, I have walked a lot of spiritual path. It will be a long
हाँ,
list
तो
which I have gone to. The only thing is that Kundalini has erupted, and
yes,
whenever there is any sort of spiritual, whether it's a song, whether it's a saying, whether it is working, whether I concentrate on my chakras, it starts oscillating and
yes.
it gradually moves.
So your Kundalini is awakened, right? And
Yes.
what has happened is, that is what Lakshmi ji says. It's, we should not try to awaken the Kundalini. We should try to surrender it into the earth. We go the opposite way. So only once we become one with the earth, with the body, with complete surrender, with so much love, such tremendous love. That's why love is important in many religions. Then when it rises automatically, then it will not create any obstructive energy or not rise in a way that can be a little bit destructive. But what you're defining, I wouldn't call it destructive,
It
but
is.
it's not, right? It is not, it doesn't affect your life in any way, in
No,
a
no, no.
negative
Only
way.
thing is, I am worried because people will say, "What sort of involuntary movements this man is doing?" And it can,
Yes.
distract people and say there is something wrong. कई लोग बोलते हैं इसमें कुछ देवी आ गई है, कोई कुछ बोलते हैं. I don't know. There are different people
Yeah.
saying that. I used to early hear that, but now I can feel myself that it comes to my body when the
Right.
Kundalini gets erupted.
Right. So, wo jo wrong, not wrong, but eruption of Kundalini when the time is not there, when the time is not come, that can happen with these practices if you're trying to raise the energy. तो हमें रेज नहीं करनी है एनर्जी, हमें ऊपर से नीचे ले जानी है एनर्जी. और अब आप क्या कर सकते हैं? ट्राई टू डू मोर ग्राउंडिंग, ट्राई टू breathe and become one more with the earth, and surrender to seva, to soul feelings, to deep compassion, to love, to ground that kundalini energy in your body and soul through the earth. जब अर्थ से एक बार अर्थ, meaning really the earth, like fall in love with nature, with trees, with mountains, with all of that, start feeling oneness with Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is real. It's a being, it's a divine being, this our planet earth. तो अपन उससे अगर मिल जाते हैं तो क्या होता है? एक नेचुरल प्रोटेक्शन आ जाता है. फिर क्या होता है? एक बार 100% वी बिकम वन विद द अर्थ. फिर जब कुंडलिनी जागती है तो क्या होता है? यू आर फुल्ली प्रोटेक्टेड. फिर it won't go in the wrong way. I knew some people, I have one friend in America, she had this Kundalini awakening. And then I was channeling with the goddesses, and unka thoda sa destructive way mein hua. So they defined it like a building imploding. When that energy rises so strongly, it can be like a building imploding. So they told me that it'll take her 10, 12 years now to get this in the proper way, because it rose too soon. She was not ready, because it's power, it's energy. और जरा सा भी ego, fear कुछ हुआ, that with Kundalini awakening can be a bit destructive. Kundalini awakening तभी होना चाहिए जब बिल्कुल भी ego का shred खत्म हो गया है. There is no separation of self, You're completely dissolving. You love humanity like, amazing, you've become full compassion yourself. जब वो जाता है बिल्कुल भी ईगो नहीं रहता है, and then the Kundalini awakens, no problem. अभी उसके साथ क्या होता था इस लड़की के साथ? Her Kundalini awakened, and she could hear people's thoughts. She's walking, another person is walking, and let's say that other person says, "Oh, that's Angie," and they don't want to meet her. She'll hear that thought. Imagine you're walking around and you can hear everybody's thought about you. It is not a pretty place. It's not a nice place to be in this world when you can hear everybody's thoughts about you. Because people have all kinds of thoughts. Then you have to have an ego that doesn't care at all. You are so much in love with humanity, it doesn't matter what they think, your ego never gets triggered. तो अगर ईगो पूरा डिसॉल्व हो गया है, अगर इमोशंस पूरे डिसॉल्व हो गए हैं, that's when we are ready for Kundalini to wake up. उसके पहले वेकअप हो जाती है तो थोड़े सिम्टम्स ऐसे हो जाते हैं that it'll not be completely balanced. और अगर पूरा ईगो डिसॉल्व होने के बाद जागृत होती है, तो then it goes to your sara also, and then you're fully enlightened. Then you'll walk like a Buddha. तो इसका मेन विजडम इज डोंट रीच फॉर द हायर चक्रास, जो बुक में बार बार आता है. गो फॉर द लोअर चक्रास. Send a lot of love to the third chakra, to second chakra, to first chakra. Send a lot of love to your body. Send a lot of love to your root chakra. Do the processes to nurture your lower three chakras. ऊपर की खोलने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, वो खुले होते हैं और अपने आप कुंडलिनी जागती है उसमें. तो ये जो विजडम दी गई है ना कि हम आपकी कुंडलिनी खोल देंगे, आप ये ब्रीदिंग करिए और एनर्जी राइज होगी, दैट इज व्हाट हैज बीन corrected by Lakshmi ji in the book. There's no need to raise the kundalini. Only ground it into the body, into the earth. The day it is ready, it will rise up. So now in your situation, I would just say do more grounding.
And the exact
more
word of
yoga.
grounding means आपने
Yeah.
क्या
So
मतलब
more,
जो grounding, if I understand what you say, is be
yeah.
more compassionate, more love. This is what you mean to say.
Yeah, and more being in the body. Feel the body. Feel your legs. Do some meditations where you do some yoga also, and do some breathing where you just stay more in your body, and you're not trying to go into the heavens or connect with divine beings or this or that. Nothing psychic. Just come down into the earth. And more compassion, more love, ordinary love. More seva, more this, more that. Don't try to reach for the heavens, try to love the earth. Let's put it this way. If you try to reach for the heavens, you're trying to go for upper chakras. And you're already open, and right now the stuff has to be resolved in the lower chakras. अगर वो lower chakra पूरा resolve होते तो enlightenment would have been complete. You would have gone to Sahasrara. वो हो जाता. मगर अभी जो कुछ issues हैं root chakra में, some fears, some emotions, उसमें जाकर you have to resolve them, and that will come with tremendous love, loving your neighbors, loving people, doing seva, just the normal, beautiful things we do on a spiritual path. So less ambition, more love, less ambition for enlightenment and more simple love, and that'll do it.
What is moksha?
Okay, now moksha, nirvana, all of these words, we are using them, in different cultures will use them in different way. But enlightenment के जो levels होते हैं, उसमें is there a state where you are beyond everything? Not the state where you become everything. That's the Vishnu state. You become omniscient, the entire universe. Even beyond that.
Vairagya.
Which is a place between existence and non-existence. So it's something that cannot be defined. If we mean moksha, a place from where we never come back, then it is a place which is beyond existence. It's the seventh chakra opening, which is non-existent. So you've completely, you have dissolved, so there's no coming back. Now, is that something we desire? Not always. There are Buddhas who want to come back to help. So they're not desiring to go to moksha, not yet. Kuan Yin says, I want the whole world to first get enlightened completely, then I'll get enlightened. So Kuan Yin doesn't want moksha, and she's a goddess. So think of moksha as a place from where you don't come back. Complete bliss, gone. Itna gone, you're not coming back.
That means Vairagya is the base.
Vairagya simply, there are different concepts. Vairagya simply means that at some point you lose interest in the outside world. And it should come from inside, Vairagya should not be imposed. It simply means that you get bored of everything that's external. All the,
I don't think so. I understand that it doesn't affect you. Anything happening around the world, the physical world or the materialistic world doesn't matter to you at all because it doesn't affect you. I think so. That is the perception of Vairagya, where nothing...
That is the perception of Vairagya, but the beginning of Vairagya is the feeling that, what Buddha felt. when he wanted to leave the palace. That's the beginning of Vairagya. Now you're talking about his enlightened state. When he comes in enlightened state, then there is no Vairagya, there is no non-Vairagya also. You're beyond Vairagya, non-Vairagya. Because Vairagya is a concept. Vairagya means, you want to be away from, the material things and this and that, So if you're completely enlightened, you're happy with money also. You're happy with no money also. You're completely happy anyway. There's nothing to do with Vairagya, non-Vairagya then. You're beyond all of that. So Buddha in enlightened state is not in a Vairagya state. He can be very comfortable in a palace also, enjoying the luxury. He can be very comfortable in a hut also. So words can have interpretation. You can make Vairagya to mean that. To you, Vairagya means enlightenment. And that's fine. But initially, Vairagya is used for a feeling that comes where you want to give up the world and you want to just focus on spirituality. That's the feeling of Vairagya initially. But these are words, so they can be interpreted in. If you think Buddha's enlightened state is Vairagya, then just call that Vairagya.
मैं यही समझता हूँ, मुझे तो perception वही है.
So then sometimes we can like a word and you are using it to mean enlightened state.
हाँ जी. मोक्ष और enlightenment मेरे हिसाब से एक ही शब्द है.
Enlightenment has levels. Moksha would be the highest level.
Where you don't come back, what you rightly said, which I understood the same way. मैं भी ये सोचता हूँ कि वही कि अब आप उसको जन्म मरण के अंदर से मुक्त हो गए, इसको मोक्ष है. Am I right?
Yeah, totally. That's a place of not coming back. And enlightenment can be a place where you can come back also. Bodhisattvas come back. And they are not 100% gone. Let's put it this way.
That means desires are there. When you come back, is the desire.
The desire to help the world.
No, wherever, but the desire. The basic is the desire.
Kuan Yin desires that everybody should get enlightened. Yeah, it is a desire. Yes, but it's a holistic desire to uplift the world. Yes.
Relative term to alag hai, but desire hai. That is what I feel.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Holistic desires are good actually. It's only when the desires are individualistic then they're bad. अगर मैं दुनिया के लिए अच्छा चाहता हूँ, it's good. It's going to create good karma. It's all good. Anyway, we had a good discussion. Any other questions? I hope you are satisfied with that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome.
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? I think it's
Namaste, sir. नमस्ते सर.
ओह नमस्ते, कैसे हैं?
अच्छी हूँ सर. मुझे ये पूछना था कि आपने बोला कि ग्राउंडिंग करना, दिल से ग्राउंडिंग है, सोल और बॉडी से ग्राउंडिंग करना, क्योंकि माइंड अपना गोल घूमते ही रहेगा. तो सर मुझे ये समझना है कि अपन जब एक ग्राउंडिंग करते हैं तो एनर्जी अपन धरती माता में जाने देते हैं.
पहले बॉडी में फील करते हैं. एक आपको समझते हैं बॉडी में कैसे फील करना है. जैसे आप बुद्धिज्म में सिखाते हैं कि सांस लेने लगिए, फिर हर एक बॉडी पार्ट को फील करिए. आपके फीट हैं, आप क्या कॉन्शियस है फीट के बारे में. स्टार्ट फीलिंग द फीट, स्टार्ट फीलिंग द लेग्स, स्टार्ट फीलिंग द थाइज एंड कीप द एनर्जी देयर. कीप फीलिंग, कीप नोटिसिंग द बॉडी, व्हाट इट फील्स लाइक. शुरू में लगता है कि यू कांट फील इट, थोड़े टाइम बाद लगता है yeah you can feel it, and then there comes a time where just to slow down the mind also, many times I can just ground, I can just get in my body, start feeling my body and my mind slows down.
सर अभी भी देखो, मैंने बोला कि मुझे ग्राउंडिंग का आपसे बात कर रही हूँ तो मेरे तलवे में इतना वाइब्रेशन होता है, बहुत वाइब्रेशन होता है. और जब मैं धरती माँ में ग्राउंडिंग करती हूँ तो वो एनर्जी नीचे जाती है, वो फील होता है. फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद वो एनर्जी ऊपर की तरफ आती फील होती है मुझे. तो सर मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आता कि धरती में जाती है और वापस आती है, तो मैं ग्राउंडिंग कर रही हूँ या धरती माँ से एनर्जी ले रही हूँ। तो और आपने बोला कि सोल लेवल पे भी आपको करना, तो मैं इस बात को समझ नहीं पाई। तो मुझे ग्राउंडिंग, कोई भी बोलता है तो तुम्हें ग्राउंडिंग की बहुत जरूरत है, बहुत जरूरत है, तो मैं ये समझना चाहती हूँ। और आपने ये टॉपिक बोला तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं अपने आप से अंदर से मणिपुर चक्र से कनेक्ट हो रही हूँ, और ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि आप जो समझाओगे वो मैं बराबर समझ पाऊंगी।
ओके,
ऐसा अंदर से फीलिंग हो रही है।
मुझे लगता है कि आपकी जो इनेट जो बॉडी टाइप बॉडी सोल कनेक्शन है, उसमें शायद आप थोड़ा ज़्यादा इजीली ऊपर चले जाती हैं।
हाँ,
तो राइट, तो
यस,
तो आपको ग्राउंडिंग की इसलिए ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है। तो बिल्कुल, आप जब नीचे जाएंगे तो बाद में सीता भी वो एक बार पृथ्वी माँ से बन गई, मिल गई एकदम, तो फिर कुंडलिनी जागी एंड देन शी वाज फुल्ली एनलाइटेंड, राइट। तो अभी आप जा रहे हैं नीचे, पूरी एनर्जी जा रही है, तलवे में जा रही है, पृथ्वी में भी जा रही है, और फिर ऊपर आ रही है। खाली जो मिसिंग पीस है, दैट्स completely being in love with the earth, completely
यस,
being in love with the trees, completely being in love with all of humanity, complete become love, dissolve in joy, dissolve in every moment becomes joy. Every person you see is like divine. You are just in complete, just a mother loves a child. You become
यस,
that kind of love, that kind of joy. तो फिर क्या होगा, एक दिन जब वो ऊपर जागेगी, you will be fully enlightened.
यस, अच्छा, ओके,
That is the missing piece, that maybe that love is not feeling that infinite. You're feeling maybe नीचे जाती है एनर्जी, ऊपर आती है, but the soul's nature has to become you. Then you're ready for enlightenment. And soul's nature is pure love. जिस भी
ओके,
डायरेक्शन में आप देखते हैं, there's love only. That's why people like Jesus are like, so they can do anything because they become such infinite love. और कुछ रहता ही नहीं है. And that is what one has to go towards before thinking I want to raise my kundalini. तो ये कुंडलिनी रेज करने का थोड़ा, लक्ष्मी जी बोलती है, it's wrong emphasis. Emphasis should be to bring the energy down, ground yourself, and spread immense love, immense joy, and be with the empty mind. And then you don't have to think about it. It will rise automatically. One day it will just be like boom, and you're fully enlightened.
हाँ। तो सर, जब मैं एक ग्राउंडिंग करती हूँ तो मैं माइंड से एकदम, अभी ये 2 दिन से ही मुझे दिमाग में आया है, तो मैं ग्राउंडिंग करती हूँ तो मेरा माइंड है ना एकदम शांत हो जाता है, और फिर मैं मेडिटेट में अच्छे से जा पाती हूँ।
वेरी नाइस। सेवा और ये सब करते हैं आप कुछ?
नहीं सर, अभी मैंने तो ज्वाइन किया है मेडिटेशन करना।
कैसा आपका
मुझे 6-7 महीना ही हुआ है।
क्या मे बी नेचर, मे बी एनिमल्स, बर्ड्स, माउंटेन?
मैं एनिमल किंगडम में एनर्जी बेचती थी। मुझे अंदर से इंट्यूशन हुआ तो मैं एनिमल किंगडम में बेचती थी। मेरा सोल पर्पस सोल रिलीज करना है, लेकिन मेरे को एनर्जी कम पड़ती है, तो मुझे मोर मेडिटेट करने बोला जाता है।
या तो बस आप सिंपल थिंक, यू हैव टू बिकम ऑर्डिनरी, क्योंकि द स्लाइट ईगो अटैचमेंट में बी टू बिकम एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी, कि मेरा एनलाइटनमेंट हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है। जस्ट थिंक वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स, दैट ordinary doesn't mean कि ordinary in a negative way. What we mean is that ordinary life is extraordinary. ये मेरा जो टेबल है जिसपे लैपटॉप है, this is extraordinary. Just being alive is extraordinary. Like this whole room is extraordinary. It's heaven. बुद्धिज्म में ये सिखाते हैं कि सब कुछ ही, the whole thing becomes like a pure land in जहाँ पर आप अभी हो. So that kind of love, that kind of joy, like everything has become light already. तो अभी क्या करना है आपको, इस तरह से जीना है कि you are heaven already.
अच्छा, मैं हेवन में हूँ, वही।
Yeah, this earth is heaven, not that you're going to heaven.
ओके ओके।
This very earth, these are very trees, these very people जिनसे आप मिल रहे हैं, they are like gods, you know, everything that you are happening right now, आप अगर उस awareness में रहेंगे, तो that becomes heavenly. That is when you know, and you start feeling like that, that's when you know that now you're ready for receiving more, you know.
अच्छा, ओके
हाँ,
ओके।
उस तरह का लव होने लगे, उस तरह का,
यानी प्रेम को बांटना है ज्यादा।
यस, प्रेम को फील करना है।
फील भी करना है और बांटना भी है, दोनों है ना?
फील पहले आएगा एंड देन बांटना
फील,
ऑटोमेटिक।
ओके सर।
ऑब्लिगेशन से नहीं, यू हैव टू फील इट, यू हैव टू फील दैट लव एंड देन ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल स्टार्ट डूइंग, यू नो।
अच्छा।
मगर ऑब्लिगेशन से करेंगे तो फिर वो एक एम्बिशन बन जाएगा, फिर वो यू नो देन यू विल बी वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स समथिंग, यू नो। सो अगेन use your body, breathing, reduce your thoughts, reduce the ego, and slowly all will happen. But main thing is ego is very subtle. तो जब spiritual growth भी होता है तो थोड़ा ego attachment आ जाता है कि okay, I'm advancing, I'm this, I'm that, you know. So that gets in, that becomes an attachment. So we have to drop that, and in the end we have to go, I just have to love and love and love.
लव, ओके
जैसे
सर।
पत्री जी भी करते हैं ना, he is just so loving, कोई भी,
हाँ
you know, just become that pure love, you know.
हाँ सर। तो मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा लगा, तो मैं सर को पूछूंगी कि मैं कहाँ अटकती हूँ, तो मुझे मालूम पड़ेगा कि मुझे यही करना है।
Yes.
और लव फील करना है। और अभी हमको गुड़ाकेशा में भी सिखाया है कि स्माइल स्माइल करो अपने आप को और एंजॉय करो, पूरे बॉडी में वो फैलाओ। तो इससे ये बहुत अच्छा सीखने मिला है।
Yes, पूरा बॉडी जॉय से फील हो, पूरा लव फॉर योर बॉडी, लव फॉर एवरीबॉडी एल्स, लव फॉर नेचर, बस ये सोल फीलिंग सब जगह चले जाए, यू नो। एंड that is when you start being happy. Enlightenment हो ना हो उसका फिर कोई चिंता नहीं होती, कोई, you don't care whether you're enlightened or not, because you are already living in such a pure land, you know, such a happy place. Just when you stop caring about enlightenment is when you're ready for enlightenment.
यस, हाँ, यस सर। थैंक यू, आपका समझाने का तरीका बहुत अच्छा है सर, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैंने इंग्लिश में भी, मुझे इंग्लिश कम आती है, लेकिन मैंने इंग्लिश में भी एंजॉय किया।
थैंक यू, आज थोड़ा ज्यादा इंग्लिश बोल गए, बट अदरवाइज
ओके ओके, कोई बात नहीं सर, तो भी समझ में आया, आपकी बात बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आई।
ग्रेट,
थैंक यू सर।
ग्रेट। So now should we start to close the night? या वो there was somebody, कौन थी वो जो बोल रही थी पूरा नाइट सेशन मेडिटेट करना है? We can do that also. I was joking, नहीं।
हेलो सर।
Yes.
सर, आपने जो एनलाइटमेंट के बारे में बताया,
Yes.
तो उसमें कुछ एक्सपीरियंस मुझे हो चुके हैं, जैसे कि थॉटलेस स्टेज जो थी, वो मुझे बुद्धा में नलनीमा करवाते उस टाइम में थी। तो 40 मास्टर 40 डेज जो प्रोग्राम था, जो रामाराजू सर ने लिया था, उसमें मुझे पूरी बॉडी में प्रकाश दिखाई दिया था। वो क्या था सर? वो
एनलाइटनमेंट, वो जवाब आ गया ना जो पिछला सवाल पूछा था।
और जेटीडीपी में मुझे मेरे आसपास राइट लेफ्ट सभी जो लोग हैं वो मुझे प्रकाश में दिखाई दिए, ऐसे ही लाइट में, पेड़, प्लांट्स, पक्षी, और यहाँ तक कि कहते कण कण में भगवान।
Yes.
मिट्टी का जो कण है उसमें भी लाइट दिखाई दिया था। वो क्या है सर?
Beautiful. That is your dimension of soul, you know. आपकी तीसरी आंख खुल रही है और आप सरेंडर में हैं, तो वो आपको दिख रहा है प्रकाश। एंड जस्ट सरेंडर टू इट। ये जो एक्सपीरियंसेस होते हैं उन पे अटैच मत होइए। कीप फीलिंग मोर लव, मोर जॉय, मोर लव, मोर जॉय, and more compassion and more patience. सारी जो soul feelings है ना, I don't know which page they are on. There's so many of them. सबको, you know, just make sure that you have abundance.
Please sir, हिंदी में explain कर।
हाँ, तो जो सारी जो आत्म भावनाएं है ना, जैसे अकारण प्यार, अकारण खुशी, compassion, ये जो सारी फीलिंग्स है, शांति, आज़ादी, ये पूरी 100% हो जानी चाहिए। मतलब ऐसी फीलिंग आनी चाहिए कि आप 100% आज़ाद हैं, इवन दो यूर इन अ बॉडी, एंड 100% शांत हैं, 100% खुश हैं, अकारण खुशी अंदर से है। बस वो बढ़ाते जाइए और बहुत निर्मलता, कोमलता लाते जाइए अपने लाइफ में, सबके साथ बहुत प्यार और बहुत खुशी। बस वही है, जब वो बढ़ाते जाएंगे तो एक तरह से प्रोटेक्शन हो जाता है। जब एनलाइटनमेंट कुंडलिनी जागती है तो यू आर इन दैट कंप्लीट सोल रियल। एंड थोड़ा थोड़ा इन दी स्टेट्स इफ यू सरेंडर टू डिवाइन बीइंग्स, अगर आप लक्ष्मी जी या सरस्वती जी से जुड़ते हैं किसी से, वो जुड़ना इसलिए अच्छा हो जाता है कि दे आर लाइक आवर प्रोटेक्टर्स। जैसे बुद्धिज्म में प्रोटेक्टिव डीटीज होती हैं, वो क्या करती है, अगर आपकी कुंडलिनी थोड़ा रॉन्ग रेज होने वाली हो तो आप अगर उनको याद करते हैं तो रॉन्ग रेज नहीं होगी। जैसे हमारे लक्ष्मी सर्कल्स भी हम बना रहे हैं, तो उसमें हम लक्ष्मी जी को इनवाइट करते हैं सर्कल्स में, सो देन यू मेडिटेट विथ हर। उससे एक नेचुरल प्रोटेक्शन रहता है कि अगर आपकी कुंडलिनी कई बार जैसे जाग जाए और आप रेडी नहीं हो, तो दे वोंट लेट इट हैपन। That is why reason why you do mantra and some of these things, it's like a little protection basically.
एक सवाल और था सर, जैसे कोई भी मास्टर, शंपा मुखर्जी, अवनी राव मैडम, इनके साथ जैसे मैं ध्यान करती हूँ मैं ट्रांस में चली जाती हूँ, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं चलता। ये ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, जबकि मुझे अवेयरनेस में ज्यादा आना चाहिए इस समय?
हाँ, तो ट्रांस में आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं रहता ना, तो इजी लगता है, ट्रांस में चले जाओ, वहाँ बैठे रहो। मगर जो गोल है स्पिरिचुअलिटी का, वो है ट्रांस को अपनी बॉडी में लाना, वहाँ पे नहीं चले जाना, उसको बॉडी में लाना। तो वहाँ तो इजी है जाना, आप वहाँ पे खो गए, वहाँ पे आप खुश बैठे हो, बट ब्रिंग दैट इन्फिनिटी इन दिस फाइनाइट बॉडी, दिस इज व्हाट द सोल केम टू डू। तो बॉडी से निकलना नहीं है, बॉडी के अंदर लाना है। जितना ज़्यादा लाएंगे उतना ज़्यादा एनलाइटनमेंट इन द एंड। एक होती है रेनबो बॉडी कॉन्सेप्ट बुद्धिज्म में। रेनबो बॉडी इज व्हेन योर बॉडी बिकम्स बॉडी ऑफ लाइट, इतना एनलाइटनमेंट हो जाता है। फिर कुछ लोग पूछ रहे हैं ना कितना एनलाइटनमेंट, एनलाइटनमेंट कैन गो ऑन एंड ऑन, यू कैन बी सो एनलाइटेंड दैट योर होल बॉडी इज बिकम फुल ऑफ लाइट। और ऐसी स्टेट भी आती है वे यू आर सो फुल ऑफ लाइट कि यू कैन डिसअपियर फ्रॉम हियर एंड अपीयर देयर। यू कैन गेट दैट गिफ्ट ऑल्सो। यू आर सो फुल ऑफ लाइट, you can, you don't need to walk, you can travel like that also. इतना enlightenment भी हो सकता है। So that'll happen only when you don't stay in the trance, you bring that energy in the body. आपके चक्रों में या लोअर चक्रास में कुछ भी जहाँ जहाँ थोड़ा सा डर है, फियर है, रेजिड्यूल्स हैं, इमोशंस हैं, कुछ कुछ स्टक एनर्जीज हैं, उनमें लाइए। क्योंकि कई बार एनलाइटेंड लोग होते हैं मगर उनकी इमोशनल एनर्जी फिर भी चल रही होती है।
यस सर,
फियर
फियर है मेरे अंदर में।
फियर है, आप बोल रहे हैं ना फियर है, तो यानी कि पूरा प्रोसेस नहीं हुआ है, आप वहाँ चले जाते हैं मगर आप एक तरह से बाईपासिंग कर रहे हैं।
उस टाइम में तो बिल्कुल क्लियर था सारा कुछ, जब ये
आप क्लियर हैं मगर बॉडी में वापस तो आना ही पड़ेगा ना
जी।
तो जब बॉडी में वापस आएंगे तो ये आप ऐसी प्रैक्टिस करिए ना कि वो जो स्टेट, ब्लिसफुल स्टेट हो रही है, उसको आप ब्रीदिंग के थ्रू, योगा के थ्रू बॉडी के अंदर लाएं। और दोज आर द मोर, दैट वर्क इज नीडेड ऑन अर्थ। जो नया जमाना आ रहा है ना, जो मेट्रियार्कल, उसमें बॉडी विल बी ट्रीटेड लाइक सो डिवाइन कि पूरी बॉडी को एनलाइटन करेंगे अब। एंड उसका एक अलग ही एनलाइटमेंट होगा, व्हेन यू आर दैट एनलाइटेंड विद द बॉडी एंड एवरीथिंग, then you can attain the highest enlightenments, because there's no escape, nothing has been bypassed, everything has been attended to. और ज़्यादातर लोग they find it hard to do, क्योंकि once you start getting into the blissful states, then people forget about their body and go into the bliss. But again, the challenge is, can you bring that bliss to your chakras, lower chakras, where there is some fear, where there's some anger? Every residual of fear should be dissolved. Every trace of anger should be dissolved. And these are around your lower body, lower body chakras में है। तो practice is the same, कि enlightening your body through your soul. That is what we are here for. अगर soul का enlightenment होता तो यार why are we living? हो जाएंगे enlightened, once we go, वैसे भी enlightenment होना, the reason we come into the body is we want to experience deep levels of enlightenment that happen only when you bring completely your soul in the body. समझे क्या?
काफी हद तक समझ गए.
तो अपनी बॉडी में और लाइए. trance experience should become a body experience, let's put it this way.
जी.
Breathing के through or whatever, experiment करिए उनसे. तो
जी.
Okay, we'll take one last question.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Last question. नहीं है? There is none?
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
That was good.
Yes, sir. Superb session. It was so enlightening, and all these concepts become so clear when you're talking about it so directly. And I would also like to thank you for the Devi Circle. I did attend the session. I could feel the energy so much. I could not talk after when I was attending it. I was like numb for some time.
Oh wow! Very good. Very good. You ran your circle?
Yes.
Wonderful.
We did it on Zoom, but the energy was very high. We could feel it. Thank you so much for that.
Wonderful.
And I think I have to listen to the whole session again and slowly absorb everything in.
No, it was wonderful. What a good group that there are 230 people at 12:20 a.m.
Sir, this will stay till 5 a.m.
Oh, अच्छा ये सच में all night group है.
Sir, we are actually learning body sensation only here. So प्रबोध सर हमें यही सिखाए हैं. पहले हम अपना बॉडी को पूरा देखकर बॉडी सेंसेशन में रहते हैं और हमारा फुल डे का होमवर्क होता है स्माइल करना हर 10 मिनट्स के बाद और अपने सांसों पर बॉडी पे ध्यान देना. तो दिन में हम ये करते हैं और रात में हम अपने बॉडी सेंसेशन को देखते देखते बॉडी को सुला देते हैं बट अंदर से अवेयरनेस का कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
मेजर एनलाइटनमेंट हो रहा है यहाँ. Amazing. This is amazing. Seriously, I mean, PSSM ka, yeah, there are some very deep processes. Amazing. I mean, I didn't know that all night you do all this. Wow.
There's 10 days here and I know people doing it from so many years. My teachers and all who are guiding me, they are like doing it for so many years. Like I was like, normal people can't do this. Before I joined this, I said, I can do it. My whole day is absolutely normal. No one knows what I did at night. No one can say looking at my face. And I don't feel drowsy. I feel fully active. Homework करती रहती हूँ full day. Sir का जो homework रहता है 5 minutes का homework है. That's it. And amazing experience हो रहा है.
That's quite amazing. I'm impressed here with this. I'll learn more about this. It's very nice.
Definitely, sir. Let me know. I mean, I can connect you to sir or whatever. And sir has not slept for 18 years. Like he doesn't have a bed. He has been like this for 18 years.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, what a way to utilize every part of this, all the time of your life you have, And it's not spiritual energy aati hai. When we sleep, we are normally only sleeping 2 hours, which is the main sleep. After that, we're dreaming and all that, So if you just get that little REM sleep, some dozing and all of that, and then get a lot of spiritual energy, that's enough. Because spiritual energy will keep you, then you don't need so much, Just eat a bit less to live like this, बहुत ज़्यादा खाना नहीं खा सकते. Sattvic food and eat a little bit less and just live off spiritual energy like this. Beautiful.
It's
okay, so you will call a all-nighter. I will go to sleep.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. There is one hand, I think, is there something they wanted to quickly share? Anupama ji or something? And
yes, sir. मेरा शायद आपने वो how to completely surrender वाला part रह गया था सर मेरे क्वेश्चन का.
हाँ तो वही how to complete body and soul, same thing. Just keep getting more in the body, and by more soul meaning many ways, humility, seva, compassion, love like a mother's love, intensity of love, increase it, Like Mother Teresa also loved, like think of all the different kinds of love that we know in the world, How much can you love? Even more, So all of that will create surrender. एक अपने बॉडी पे ध्यान दो और एक अपनी आत्मा पे. आत्मा मीन्स आत्म भावनाएं. आत्म भावनाओं को बढ़ाते जाइए, सरेंडर अपने आप होते जाएगा. राइट? ओके, सो विद दैट सबको बड़ा नमस्ते. एंड I can say good night, I can say good morning, I can say any of those. Everything applies to all of you, right? It's a wonderful session.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very beautiful group. Amazing.
Sir, we are practicing what Lakshmi Ma did as a Sita. She did Gudakesh. She was awake whole night. That's how she turned the whole thing. So
Yes.
Gautam Buddha did Gudakesh. Everyone did Gudakesh. So we are just practicing that in our normal life.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. और इतने सारे लोग कर रहे हैं. That's amazing. I was looking at it. I was saying कि ये 230 ही है एक घंटे से. लोग क्या जा नहीं रहे हैं. हमारे सेशंस में 200, 150, 100. By the time everybody's falling asleep by 12 o'clock. But this session is made for that, so that's why.
If we join at 5 a.m., we all will be doing yoga.
Nice.
5 to 6 is yoga time.
Very nice. Very, very happy to meet you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Enjoy the session. It was such an honor to be part of all of you, and stay in touch. And
thank you so much, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. It was absolutely mind breath. I can't explain what I'm feeling right now.
It's my pleasure. It was very wonderful being with all of you. Okay. ठीक है. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Thank
night.
you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a great session. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Anandji, thank you so much for gracing with your kind presence for the Gudakesha team here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Pradeep, Prabodh's brother.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I also work as the PMC English channel head in Hyderabad.
Okay.
Yeah. And also thank you for gracing with your kind presence.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, at Divine Feminine Sangha celebrations also. Yeah. She's our sister. Yeah.
Oh, she's your real sister?
She's our real sister, yes.
Okay, 3 of you are on this, mind-blowing path, the siblings, huh? That's amazing. Huh? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was such a joy and pleasure to have you here. And it was so wonderful to listen to you in person. And it's great to be with you today. Thank you. On behalf of all the Gudakesha sadhaks.
Thank you. Thank you. What an honor to be with all of you.
Yeah. And Anandji, to tell you about Gudakesha. So this word is derived from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna calls Arjuna as Gudakesha, the one who has conquered sleep.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Prabodhji had been experimenting with this sadhana, and for the last 18 to 19 years, he did not lie down. So he was just sitting and meditating in the night.
18
in the morning,
to 19 years. Wow.
And it's around 20 to 21 years since he has started his meditation, out of which last 18, 19 years, he did not lie down, and he had been teaching this technique with people for the last 10 years.
So wonderful. Yeah, someday would love to meet him. Yeah, he must be such a amazing. Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of amazing work is happening in this PSSM. Yeah, Gudakesh and lovely. This is part of also PSSM also, no?
Yeah, Prabodhji is definitely inspired by Patriji's words.
Okay.
Where he said, morning is for your work and night is for meditation. So he just took that sentence and kept on practicing. And then, yeah, he has made this team where now this Gudakesha workshop is happening for Telugu people, Tamil, Kannada, Hindi and English. So yeah, today in this workshop, people from all languages are there. Yeah.
Amazing, yeah, because that's why it's everybody's like, there's no end to this. So everybody's patient, everybody's listening, everybody's lovingly just here. Yeah. There's nowhere to go, just be here. Yeah, lovely. Lovely to connect with all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And yeah, enjoy all your days and nights here. And we will be in touch, Okay.
We'll be in touch, Anand. Thank you.